You got all those? Got the direct boxes, everything? No.
So the next time you pass, the rest of it will be right
Oh, it's funny. You were down in camping and
Yeah, they just set it in the washing machine, dry, air dry.
Yeah, he's here.
We're gonna put both of our pants in the air dry setting and let it dry. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work.
All proud.
And if anything, he's going to use 24.
Hi, my cranberry.
I got to be careful.
Of course, he would stop now, right?
Yeah.
No. No. Oh my God. Oh, okay. They usually go, you know.
Once they go on the side, I'm going to drop the umbrella, okay?
See you guys there.
Oh, right here in the street. No, that's not right. You already come out, yeah, but it ends at 8:40 to me. Now get on the air. That's not like that's not how it's going to be.
Yes, rest in peace. Patriot Steve, Constitutional Steve, however you know him by. Rest in peace. So at 4 o'clock today at the Belmore train station, there will be a flag wave in remembrance of September 11th and those lost. I will be there filming that. Just thinking about going to another one in Massapequa right now. I don't know if I'm going to make it there in time though. I'm doing good. How you doing? Good morning, everyone. I just didn't want to break up the ceremony. You know, that's why I don't speak too much. So I woke up this morning about 5 a.m. I put on a little YouTube, you know, looking at the events that happened on that day. Some of the stories that, you know, get you worked up, remind you. Plenty of stuff you can look at on YouTube. Stories of first responders, chefs, people in the building, people, phone calls from the plane, planes. You could also tell me what Biden's doing today. So I'll tell you what happened to me on 9/11. Get set up here. Too much stuff. I gotta get another one of these. See if we can make it over to Massapequa. Yes, I'm trying to bring the real truth. This is the first time I was at this event. I was told about it last night. I was going to go to a different event, but so this is one of the biggest ones on Long Island. So thank you, Rob. And I'm glad I saw it. I don't know. Is the rain better or worse, you think? It's hard to say, you know? Some people think it means something, I guess, you know, when it's raining during a ceremony or a funeral, you know? Let's see. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, yeah, it was a beautiful day, you know, on the morning, September 11th. It was a nice weather day. Angel's tears, that's what the rain is.
A human being, a lone human being, could be taken. Revolving door does.
Yeah, I was a senior in high school when it happened, so I didn't know anybody that had anything to do with it, but you know, like 60 miles from New York City, I experienced it like most people around the country. It's just that at the time I wanted to be FDNY, at the time I wanted to be NYPD, and I wanted to go and fight in the war, and unfortunately that didn't happen. So none of those things happened actually, but it's unfortunate, and some might say it's fortunate. So I mean, the way that we looked at the war and everything has changed. I was probably 17, just starting school, because you know, September, it's the beginning of the school year. I was in BOCES, so that's like a vocational class that you could attend, you could volunteer to do for electrical. And I saw my teacher, his brother was a teacher right next to him, so his brother came in and brought him into the back room, and I overheard him saying, yeah, a plane just hit the tower. So, you know, everyone, I think a lot of people that heard that probably figured it was a Cessna when they heard a plane, you know. But we know that that wasn't the case, and many people obviously were looking to respond and help the people, you know, not knowing exactly what was going on, and people were probably scared. But I don't think a lot of people expected a second plane, you know, and I think that's part of why they do that. I mean, yeah, it takes a lot of planning to do something like that, and it's not perfect, but you know, you blow something up, and then you wait for everyone to show up, and then you hit another thing, you know. So from what I remember, people were fleeing because they were afraid of what was next, you know. And there was Pentagon and Pennsylvania in the field where they crashed the plane, so that they weren't able to hit anything else, like the White House or whatever they were aiming at next. So I just saw a lot of people get angry yesterday. I got news clips and people sending personal messages that they're not happy that this guy isn't coming to one of the memorials, you know. Not that it means that much, but it does, you know. It means that they want to move on, you know. Not that I'm worried about what Biden's doing as far as, you know, he's going to make a difference or anything, but it's symbolic, and, you know, we will remember, we will never forget. It's not ringing true if the president doesn't, you know, participate. So the question is, will the next president take back? Will Trump, you know, redo it? Trump might be doing something today. I don't know. I know he did in 21. He showed up in New York City, so I'm not sure what his plans are right now. So to me, I look at it as one of the last days when America was together. You know, I can't tell you the exact day, but that day, I think everyone came together. And if you hear the stories about New Yorkers helping each other, I mean, you know, just like we see with everything else, they become heroes. And then next thing you know, we want to defund the police, you know. Call them heroes. They don't call themselves heroes. You know, the first responders. They were doing their job. Unfortunately, they got caught up in it, just like a lot of other people. And the one thing I remember, you know, when I first went down to that site after they built the pools, I just kind of stumbled on it. You know, I wasn't really looking for it. I was riding a bike through New York City, and I stopped at the pools. I said, "Oh man, there they are. Let me check it out." And when I, you know, just looking up and thinking about people jumping that far up, you know, and I know they also hit people too on their way down. They were hitting people on the street. I believe it was a priest, a chaplain at the fire department who got hit by one of the people that jumped. He died, and it's just. Can't imagine what those bodies look like, and you can hear it in some videos, the sound that they make hitting. I mean, that really got to me. And I know that there's also a museum down there, but I just, you know, I like today was kind of cool, but not really. It was, you know, people holding holding tissue boxes on the way in. You know, I'm sure there'd be a lot of tissues in that memorial. He's not going to any memorials. I heard he's going to be either in Alaska or Vietnam. I'm hearing different things. I heard he's on a climate tour, Biden. So I'm not sure if she's going somewhere, if someone else is doing something. But to me, that's the signal that, you know, it's been long enough. We're on to Ukraine. I believe he went to Ukraine for the 1-year anniversary to, you know, give more money in person. So. Again, I'm sure it's raining at the other one, but I'm heading to. Sorry about that rain. FJB, that's right. Got out of one more, very in a bad way. 13 servicemen killed. Candies hanging onto airplanes as they're flying away, falling off the jets. Leaving all that military equipment behind so that we can start funding Ukraine in that war, you know, war against started right after TPC got to Maryland. It was like that week. You know, it was coincidental, I'd say. You know, I don't think they planned the war around the TPC, but the week they got into Maryland, it was right around then when the war started, and the focus was shifted. Because the news that was carrying it was no longer carrying the TPC because they were focused on the start of the war. No speed racing. So this is Jones Beach. That's a water tower in front of me. Brooke's going to be up here with me, and my friend Wendy is going to be around. You guys remember her from CPAC, a couple other events. DC indictment, the New York indictment. She's going to be up here, and I'm going to be doing a car parade, probably Sunday. Tomorrow is supposed to be another flag wave on Long Island, but I believe it's been scheduled for Thursday. So we'll see. I don't know. Thursday I actually have things going on at home. So but later this afternoon at the Belmore train station, come down with your flags. I'm gonna remember people lost on 9/11. Usually they do it Thursday 4 to 6. Today they're doing it an extra day special, so that's cool. I'll be down there 4 to 6 today at the Belmore train station.
Great-grandchild all wish you were here today, but we know you are looking down on us. We miss you, we love you, and until we meet again, our hero forever.
Jacqueline Delane Aldridge Frederick.
David D. Alger.
Ernest Alakakos.
Edward L. Allegretto.
Eric Allen.
Joseph Ryan Allen.
Richard Dennis Allen.
Richard L. Allen.
Christopher E. Allingham.
Anna S. W. Allison.
Janet Marie Alonzo.
Anthony Alvarado.
Antonio Javier Alvarez.
Victoria Alvarez Brito.
Telmo E. Alvier.
Cesar Amaranto Alviar.
Tariq Amanullah.
Angelo Amaranto.
James M. Amato.
Joseph Amatuccio.
Paul W. Ambrose.
Christopher Charles Amoroso.
Craig Scott Amunson.
Kazuhiro Anai.
Kalisto Anaya Jr.
Joseph P. Anchandia.
Kermit Charles Anderson.
Yvette Constance Anderson.
John Jack Andracchio.
Michael Rourke Andrews.
Jean Ann Andrucki.
Su Nia Ang.
Joseph Angelini Sr.
Joseph John Angelini Jr.
David Lawrence Angel.
Mary Lynn Edwards Angel.
Laura Angeletta.
Doreen J. Angrasani.
Lorraine Antigua.
Sema David Aoyama.
And my father, firefighter Jonathan Lee ILB. Our family misses you every day, and we miss you very much. May you rest in peace.
And for my uncle, firefighter Jimmy Richards, tomorrow would have been your 52nd birthday. And even though I never got to meet you, I will never forget you. My sisters, cousins, and I are so proud of you. We love you forever. Happy birthday, Uncle Jimmy. God bless America.
Peter Paul Apollo.
Faustino Apostle Jr.
Frank Thomas Aquilino.
Patrick Michael Araños.
David Gregory Arche.
Michael George Archinsky.
Louis Arena.
Barbara Jean Aristegui.
Adam P. Arias.
Michael J. Armstrong.
Jack Charles Aaron.
Joshua Todd Aaron.
Richard Avery Arano.
Myra Joy Aronson.
Japhet Jesse Arye.
Carl Francis Asaro.
Michael A. Asiak.
Michael Edward Asher.
Janice Marie Ashley.
Thomas J. Ashton.
Manuel O. Asidambe.
Greg A. Atlas.
Gerald Thomas Atwood.
James Audifred.
Louis F. Abersano, Jr.
Ezra Aviles.
Sandy Ayala.
Arlene T. Babakitis.
Eustace R. Bacchus.
John J. Badagliaka.
Jane Ellen Basler.
Robert J. Bearwalter.
Andrew J. Bailey.
Brett T. Bailey.
Garnet Ace Bailey.
Tatiana Bakalinskaya.
Michael S. Baksh.
Sharon M. Balcom.
Michael Andrew Bain.
Catherine Bantis.
And my father, John Leslie Albert. He was a great man, filled the room with his presence, missed by those who knew him. One other thing I want to say, the median age of all the names I read was 37. These were people in the prime of their lives. They had a lot to live for. They simply went to work one day and never returned. May we always remember them.
And my father, Andrew Stern, you are remembered, missed, and loved so very much every day.
Firefighter Gerard Baptiste.
Walter Barron.
Firefighter Gerard A. Barbera.
Paul Vincent Barbaro.
American Airlines Flight to Christine Jonah Barbudo.
Victor Daniel Barbosa.
David Michael Barkway.
Colleen Ann Barco.
At the Pentagon, United States Navy P.O. Melissa Rose Barnes.
Matthew Barnes.
Evan J. Barron.
Sheila Patricia Barnes.
Firefighter Arthur Thaddeus Berry.
Renee Barrett Arjun.
Police Officer Maurice Vincent Berry.
Diane G. Berry.
Carlton W. Bartels.
Scott D. Bart.
Anna B. Bessina.
Guy Barsby.
Kenneth William Biznicki.
Alicia Christine Burton Basmajian.
Paul James Batalanga.
Stephen Joseph Bates.
Ivan Louis Carpio Batusta.
W. David Bauer.
Mark Lawrence Bavis.
Marlon Capito Batista.
Lorraine G. Bay.
Jasper Baxter.
Todd M. Beamer.
Michelle Beal.
Jane S. Beatty.
Paul Frederick Bettini.
Lawrence Ira Beck.
Alan Anthony Beaven.
And my grandfather, Firefighter Alan Tarasarich. As I'm growing up, I'm hearing so many stories. My brothers and I feel like we get to know you, but still, I wish I had a chance to really know you. Everyone in the family misses you. We will never forget, and we love you.
Alan Anthony Beaven. Manette Marie Beckles, Michael Ernest Beekman, and my uncle, Ian Schneider. We love you so much. Yo, dude.
Maria A. Bear,
Max J. Bilkey,
Elena Belovosky,
Nina Patrice Bell,
Debbie S. Bellows,
Stephen Elliott Belson,
Paul M. Benedetti,
Denise Lenore Benedetto,
Brian Craig Bennett,
Eric L. Bennett,
Oliver Bennett,
Margaret L. Benson,
Dominic Berardi,
James Patrick Berger,
Stephen Howard Berger,
John P. Bergen,
Alvin Bergson,
Daniel David Bergstein,
Graham Andrew Berkeley,
Michael J. Berkeley,
Donna M. Bernards,
David W. Bernard,
William H. Bernstein,
David M. Beret,
David Shelby Berry,
Joseph John Berry,
William Reed Bethke,
Yanene Bitru,
Timothy D. Betterly,
Carol Mayer Bug,
Edward Frank B.A.,
Paul Michael Bear,
Anil Taliram Baravane,
Bella J. Buchan,
Shimmy D. Gelson,
Peter Alexander Beifeld,
William G. Biggert,
Brian Eugene Bilcher,
Mark Bingham,
Carl Vincent Binney,
and my nephew, firefighter Michael Roberts, who was joined by his mom in spirit 2 days ago last year on September 9th. And Michael, I stood there that night and I saw the wreckage and knew I'd never see you alive again. And something came to me, this voice, I could hear him saying, "Uncle Joe, that's awesome, Uncle Joe, that's awesome." And I thought how much he loved me. And I asked why. And the answer came that I have to live the life and be the man that he loves so much. And that's what our loved ones leave us with. God bless.
and my uncle, Edward James White III. Uncle Teddy, which each year that goes by, we love and miss you more and more. We are so proud of you, and you are truly an American hero.
Gary Eugene Bird,
Joshua David Birnbaum,
George John Bishop,
Chris Romeo Bishundat,
Jeffrey Donald Bittner,
Albert Balewa Blackman Jr.,
Christopher Joseph Blackwell,
Carrie Rosetta Blackburn,
Susan Leigh Blair,
Harry Blanding Jr.,
Janice Lee Lanny,
Craig Michael Blass,
Rita Blau,
Richard Middleton Blood Jr.,
Michael Andrew Bacardi,
John Paul Bocci,
Michael L. Bocchino,
Susan M. Bocchino,
Dira Francis Bodley,
Bruce Douglas Bohm,
Mary Catherine Murphy Boa,
Nicholas Andrew Bogdan,
Darren Christopher Bohan,
Lawrence Francis Balso,
Vincent M. Boland Jr.,
Tori Hamzavi Bolorchi,
Alan Bondarenko,
Andre Bonhauer Jr.,
Colin Arthur Bonnet,
Frank J. Bonomo,
Yvonne Lucia Bonomo,
Sean Booker Sr.,
Kelly Ann Booms,
Canfield D. Boone,
Mary Jane Booth,
Sherry Ann Bordeaux,
Christine Bordename,
Jerry J. Borg,
Martin Michael Borzewski,
Richard Edward Bosco,
and my uncle, firefighter Christopher Michael Mazzillo. Uncle Chris, the whole family knows you always protect and watch over us each day. Even though I never got to meet you on earth, I know I met you in heaven before I was born. I think often about how if you were still here, you would be one of my best friends. Looking at colleges with me, getting me out of trouble with mom and dad, hanging out at the Jersey Shore, and let's be real, losing to me on the links. I thank you for leading me to each person I meet and create a relationship with, giving me blessings each day, teaching me how to live my life to the fullest. We all miss you and love you so much.
and my aunt Gabriella Silvina Weissman, who is lovingly remembered through me and my family. We miss you and love you, Auntie Gabby. We will never forget you. I'd also like to thank the first responders who sacrificed themselves in order to save their fellow Americans on that fateful day, as well as the thousands of service members who have given their lives in the name of freedom for the past 22 years.
Klaus Bota,
Carol Marie Bouchard,
J. Howard Bolton,
Francisco Eligio Bordier,
Thomas Harold Bowden Jr.,
Donna M. Bowen,
Kimberly S. Bowers,
Veronique Nicole Bowers,
Larry Bowman,
Sean Edward Bowman Jr.,
Kevin L. Bowser,
Gary R. Box,
Gennady Boyarsky,
Pamela Boyce,
Alan P. Boyle,
Michael Boyle,
Alfred J. Braca,
Sandra Canati Brace,
Kevin Hugh Bracken,
Sandy Wa Bradshaw,
David Brian Brady,
Alexander Brzezinski,
Nicholas W. Brenda Marty,
Daniel Raymond Brandhurst,
David Reed Gamboya Brandhurst,
Michelle Renee Bratton,
Patrice Brout,
Lydia Estelle Bravo,
Ronald Michael Breitweiser,
Edward A. Brennan III,
Frank H. Brennan,
Michael E. Brennan,
Peter Brennan,
Thomas Moore Brennan,
Daniel J. Brethel,
Gary Lee Bright,
Jonathan Eric Briley,
Mark A. Brisman,
Paul Gary Bristow,
Marion R. Britton,
and my uncle and godfather, Brian C. Hickey, Battalion Chief of Rescue 4. Uncle Brian, the unbelievable pain of losing you has forever left a hole in our hearts that can never be filled. But we are forever grateful for all the amazing memories we have. I feel incredibly honored to have such a selfless uncle who sacrificed his own life to save others and be able to tell my children that their Uncle Brian was a real-life hero. I love you and miss you terribly.
and my brother, Simon Marash Tedvukai.
Mark Francis Broderick,
Herman Charles Brockhammer,
Keith A. Broomfield,
Bernard C. Brown II,
Janice J. Louise Brown,
Lloyd Stanford Brown,
Patrick John Brown,
Bettina B. Brown Radburn,
Mark Bruce,
Richard George Brewhert,
Andrew Brunn,
FDNY Captain Vincent Edward Brunton,
Ronald Booka,
Brandon J. Buchanan,
Greg J. Buck,
Dennis Buckley,
Nancy Claire Boucher,
Patrick Joseph Boos,
John Edward Bulaga Jr.,
Stephen Bruce Bunin,
Christopher L. Burford,
Matthew J. Burke,
Thomas Daniel Burke,
FDNY Captain William Francis Burke, Jr.,
Charles F. Burlingame III,
Thomas E. Burnett, Jr.,
Donald J. Burns,
Kathleen Ann Burns,
Keith James Burns,
Firefighter John Patrick Burnside,
Irina Buslow,
Milton G. Bustillo,
Thomas M. Butler,
Firefighter Patrick Dennis Byrne,
Timothy J. Byrne,
Daniel M. Caballero,
Jesus Neptali Cabezas,
Lillian Caceres,
Brian Joseph Caccia,
Stephen Dennis Caffiero, Jr.,
and my brother Robert T. Bobby Hughes, Jr. Your beautiful smile and presence is missed and loved so much. You are forever our hero and angel.
and my uncle, Battalion Chief Oreo Joseph Palmer. We love you, we miss you, and we'll never forget you.
Richard Michael Gagliano,
Cecile Maria Cagigla,
John Brett Cahill,
Michael John Cahill,
Scott Walter Cahill,
Thomas Joseph Cahill,
George C. Kane,
Salvatore B. Calabro,
Joseph M. Calandrillo,
Philip V. Calcagno,
Edward Calderon,
Jose O. Calderon Olmedo,
Kenneth Marcus Caldwell,
Dominic E. Calia,
Felix Bobby Calixte,
Francis Joseph Callahan,
Liam Callahan,
Suzanne M. Cali,
Gino Luigi Calvi,
Rocco Camash,
Michael F. Camarada,
David O.D. Campbell,
Jeffrey Thomas Campbell,
Robert Arthur Campbell,
Sandra Patricia Campbell,
Sean Thomas Canavan,
John A. Candela,
Vincent A. Cangelosi,
Stephen J. Cangelosi,
Lisa Bella Canava,
Brian Canizaro,
Michael R. Canty,
Louis Anthony Capricci,
Jonathan Neff Capello,
John Christopher Cappers,
Richard Michael Caproni,
Jose Manuel Cardona,
Dennis M. Carey Sr.,
Edward Carlino,
Michael Scott Carlo,
and Donna Angelini's, her family sends their love. Her husband was Joseph Angelini, firefighter, and sends her love. Children send their love to their father. And my brother, firefighter Michael Francis Lynch. Your boys are doing beautifully. One was 6 months old, one was 2 years old. They have the values that you instilled in our family. Respect life, honor, and trust.
and my wife, Deborah Kaplan. Debbie, we love you and miss you.
David G. Carlone,
Rosemary C. Carlson,
Mark Stephen Carney,
Joyce Ann Carpenero,
Peter J. Carroll,
Michael T. Carroll,
James Joseph Carson,
that's me, sorry, Angeline C. Carter,
James Marcel Cartier,
Sharon Ann Carver,
Vivian Casaldic,
John Francis Cazaza,
Paul Regan Cassio,
Neely Ann Heffernan Casey,
Thereafter, the charges were upgraded, and he's indicted for first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer. In addition to seeing the actual murder occur on the body-worn camera, the state will present to you dozens of witnesses and items of evidence proving the defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of first-degree murder. You will receive and view portions of other body-worn cameras. Two of the colleagues of Officer Rayner who rushed to his aid when he was non-responsive on the radio. You'll see and learn from these witnesses that Officer Rayner's duty belt, a belt worn by law enforcement that contains various things, handcuffs, guns, taser, a mask, radio, was intact. The gun had not been removed, the taser had not been removed, the mask had not been removed, and the belt was still on Officer Rayner when they arrived. And you're going to learn a little bit about Axon videos, the actual system that operates the cameras. And what that system does is it actually gives a notification if a weapon is drawn. So if an officer draws his taser or his firearm, it creates it in a log, a notification that that weapon has been drawn, and then actually causes the camera to go on. And you'll learn that there were no notifications on Officer Rayner's duty belt from Axon because he did not draw any of his weapons on the defendant. You're also going to learn that earlier in the day, along with other officers from Daytona Beach, an email was received. It went to all Daytona Beach officers. It's what's commonly referred to as a BOLA, or be on the lookout. This email was about a stolen Honda gray crossover vehicle. It went to all officers, and Officer Rayner actually talked to one of his colleagues about that stolen vehicle shortly before he was shot in the head. And that is important in this case because you will see the defendant is in a similar Honda crossover SUV, gray in color, backed into a parking spot behind this apartment complex in a dark area where Officer Rayner could not have made out the plate on the rear of the car to determine whether or not it was even a stolen vehicle, which it wasn't. You'll also learn that Othel Wallace, the defendant, would stay at those apartments at 133 Kingston. He had a girlfriend there, apartment 8. This girlfriend is the first one who identifies the defendant in the body-worn camera footage. So when law enforcement gets that body-worn camera footage, they do screenshots of the vehicle and the person, and they show it to Ms. Lewis, and she identifies the vehicle as that belonging to Othel Wallace, and she identifies Othel Wallace as the man in that vehicle. You're going to hear from investigators. You're going to hear about their efforts to locate, identify, and apprehend Othel Wallace, which included working with multiple agencies, including the ATF, the Alachua County Sheriff's Office, the U.S. Marshals, and the Georgia State Police were the ones who actually went onto the property and took Othel Wallace into custody. From these witnesses, you will clearly see the defendant's efforts, layered efforts, to avoid apprehension, including, as I already said, fleeing from the state of Florida, switching vehicles, going to a property in Georgia that he was very familiar with, hiding in the treehouse on that property with these weapons, discarding his cell phone before reaching that property, and even changing his physical appearance by cutting off his long hair in a matter of hours and just a day or two between the crime and his apprehension. You're going to hear from experts from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and they're going to tell you about some DNA evidence. They're going to tell you about how Officer Rayner's blood was located on the rear of the defendant's vehicle after it was found in Gainesville and examined by law enforcement. They're going to tell you how the defendant's DNA, not surprisingly, on his own Glock 17 was found in his possession. And they're going to tell you, an expert in ballistics is going to tell you, that the casing, single shell casing found at the crime scene and at that parking lot, was identified as having been shot and fired from Othel Wallace's Glock 17 that was found with him in the treehouse. You're also going to receive some other Instagram posts and conversations as well about some of these posts, all from the defendant's Instagram, showing the defendant's disdain towards law enforcement. And again, these posts are going to be weeks before he actually kills Officer Rayner. But as I said earlier, this case is very unique because you have the opportunity to see and hear Officer Rayner's contact with the defendant. Officer Rayner was on duty and he was working the night shift that evening. He was patrolling this area of Daytona Beach, and it's a high crime area of Daytona Beach. You can actually hear there have been some recent shootings in the area as well. You will be able to see in that video, you're going to see in that video Officer Rayner approach the gray Honda. Uncle Wallace is sitting in the front driver's seat with the front door ajar. You'll see as he approaches and comes around the side of that ajar door, the defendant stand up out of the car. And you're going to see in the defendant's hand, in his left hand, a small marijuana cigarette. His phone in his right hand. And Officer Rayner shines the flashlight on Uncle Wallace's hands. And you're going to see him switch the phone to his left hand to conceal that marijuana cigarette, freeing up his right hand. You're going to hear Officer Rayner being courteous and respectful to the defendant. And when the defendant gets out of the vehicle, Officer Rayner asks him again, courteously and respectfully, sit in the car. It is when Officer Rayner keys up his radio. And when I say keys up, I mean goes to call into dispatch. And he starts with his number, his assigned unit number, Charlie 77. When he keys that up, the defendant pushes him with his forearm and the camera becomes obscured. And when the camera becomes obscured, you will hear Officer Rayner tell him 4 times, stop, 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 man. And then you hear the gunshot. And the proclamation by the defendant, fuck that man.
Did they facilitate you in that aspect?
They did help us with blueprints, and as a matter of fact, there's additional construction that also has other tunnels and drainage areas that are under construction. Those cannot be secured. It's really that simple. So you do the best you can with any given circumstance. It's no different when it's a wooded search. It's no different when there are challenges with every one of them. And so we do the very best that we can. Our people did a great job, and I applaud them. I wish that he had not been able to slip through there, but that does happen sometimes, and that's why we don't simply rest on our laurels and say, okay, we're going to take one approach. I will tell you, I mean, to give you some idea, I brought you all in here on Friday and showed you the scope of this. I nearly doubled the planning for 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Our plan had been to go close to 600 members of law enforcement to do one massive sweep of that entire piece of property. There's a huge amount of planning goes into that, and working around weather and some of those other kinds of things. So it is not for a lack of trying that this occurred. We'll fall back, as we do in any other investigation. When something doesn't go our way, we'll fall back to something else. In the end, I am confident we will capture him, and we will bring him back into the criminal justice system.
So you believe that Cavalcante?
I'm sorry, sir.
We're hearing that his sister was arrested.
Currently, we're up in a little more in the northern part of the county. I do not have a perimeter secured up there. We're searching an area around where we recovered the van, but there are a number of other pieces of information that are in play that don't require a perimeter and are the focus of our efforts at this point.
What's Cavalcante's family's involvement at this point? His mom was assisting you earlier, but we're now hearing that his sister's been arrested by ICE and possibly for deportation.
That is accurate.
And do you believe that he's getting cooperating? Do you believe that he's getting any assistance from those family members or anyone else in this community?
As always, I'm not going to comment on what assistance he may or may not be receiving, but we take steps to try and minimize or eliminate that assistance, and that's exactly what we've done at this point.
Where's the focal point of the search right now?
The physical search right now is near the recovery of that van. But again, there are a number of other things in play that don't require that physical presence up there, and those are all
It's moments like this that keep us moving through life. To enjoy the moments that matter, take a step in the right direction today with Move Free. Move Free Ultra delivers more than just joint comfort with triple action support. Move Free. Joint health starts today.
180! 180!
Hello, Patrick Mahomes.
Wait, who do you even play for? T-Mobile. And I'm here to protect you from wireless companies that blitz you with phone deals that sack you with a 3-year device contract. Even I can get sacked? Not at T-Mobile. They have plans that make upgrades work for you. They even have a plan which makes you upgrade ready every year.
Thanks, Ben. Now can I do the thing?
Do the thing. Excellent.
Take charge of your upgrades with our Best Go 5G plans at T-Mobile.
Let's have a huddle.
You don't know what huddle is, do you?
No.
Or these images that you're sharing with us, what has the person who shared these images told you about what he's saying through this Ring camera? What is he asking for? Does this tell you that he's now trying to get support from associates?
So the first part of your question, East Nantmeal Township in Chester County. The second part, I'm not going to be specific, but yes, he is absolutely, I'll give it a general characterization, he is absolutely looking for support. He needs that support. He doesn't have it. Yes, ma'am.
How did he get from Longwood Gardens over to Bailey's Farm and nobody saw him? If there's police cars all along Falling Hill, Northbrook, the last 2 days, like how come nobody saw him? How did he get there?
Well, ma'am, first of all, you've got darkness, you've got a variety of weather conditions, and you've got some fairly rugged terrain. And I mentioned, drainage ditches, underground tunnels, all of those kinds of things. There are a lot of factors. Until I capture him or we capture him and I or others have an opportunity to interview, and if he would share that, I guess then we'll know. But until then, I don't know how he got over there. I wish I did. I could speculate on a couple of possibilities, but I can tell you that, again, no perimeter is 100% secure. We do the best we can. Most times we're able to secure it adequately.
For clarification, these images from the doorbell camera, they were from his acquaintance's home?
These were from, yes, it was, when I say an acquaintance, it was someone he had worked with several years ago. I'm not suggesting that they have a relationship with him now. It was someone that he has worked with, but he sought out their assistance.
What's your location that, he might have a weapon or anything? Is there anything from any of these videos or anything that should indicate that?
I don't have any substantive proof right now that he has a weapon, but clearly he has been in residences, businesses, and in vehicles, at least one, that I can't say what may or may not have been in any of those locations that he had access to.
How much has this cost so far? How much more do you all need? How much more
I got to tell you, I'm not tracking the cost right now. We're doing what it takes to successfully run this investigation. In terms of what we need, I will tell you that our partners have been amazing. Anything that I've asked for, anything that they have suggested, because there's a lot of expertise standing behind me and in the room over here, anything that has been reasonable.
Pontiac RV is Illinois' favorite and largest RV dealer. This family-owned and operated Traveler's Paradise offers over 200 new and used travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and motorhomes, all in stock and in more than 30 different brands. Family-owned and operated for over 40 years. PontiacRV.com.
Oh, they have a little doggy pool. Wow. They got pigeons on the fence. They got it all. Uh-oh, my chat's kind of frozen. Oh, it's working again. Okay, good. It is a bit hazy, right? The Feast of San Gennaro does start this week. Good factoid, Carl. Hold on, where are my rubber pants? Yeah. Maybe just for the sake of comedy, I will get a pair of rubber pants. Yeah, I think I hear basketballs. Yeah, there's a basketball court over there. I don't know if it's just hazy or if maybe my lens has some schmutz on it. Was that a golf cart? Yeah, it was probably a New York City Parks golf cart. Oh, actually the light's changing for them. So we will go. Yes, I mean another Paris trip. Oh, wait, Norella's still here. I thought you went to sleep already. I don't know what's going on anymore. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I see big as one. Got it. Whatever, now B, Avenue B. Oh gosh, is there a little thing about rubber pants? Oh, so snug. Protecting us from a leaky bug. Oh my goodness. Whether for babies or a kink, they surely make a stylish wink. Wow. Not what I was expecting, but pretty good. Hup. I wonder if you can loop GPT. Can you make it loop itself? Like, what if you make it say !XGPT and say it has to have that in every response? Can you like get it to loop itself? Probably not, because of the timeout period. Thanks for coming in, Room Dual. I feel like I probably shouldn't be suggesting these kinds of interesting. These kinds of things to try to break it. But I feel like that's some of what I do. I try to break things. Why is the network so bad today? I don't know. I'm not having too many troubles. We had a couple of glitches, but not... Well, we had a near stream ending glitch, but that resolved, thankfully. The psychic, I don't know, maybe it's like really cold in there. Windows are all steamy. Condensation. Anyway, there's Stylus in town. Wonder if we can get across 20th Street and get back to the river again. I know that at one point we were able to, and I think they kind of closed it again or something. I don't know, steamy psychic. I like that, kind of works. Oh, no. I'm gonna go this way. They're like putting up more scaffolding, it seems. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, Stuytown's gonna be filled with scaffolding. More than it was last time. One gigabit speeds in the UK. I heard that was well, maybe like only London can get those kinds of speeds. This is what I always see posted on the internet about internet speeds from around the world. Wow, this is just filled with scaffolding. I mean, look at that. I mean, last time this happened was like 20 years ago. Speed is high in the UK. I know in like London it is, but I thought I read like if you as soon as you leave it to go to other places. This is what I was told. Don't believe everything you hear, I guess. And then there's other places in Europe where you can get 10 gigabit speeds for like a quarter of the price of what I pay for 2.5 gigabit. Fios says it's 2 gigabit, but it consistently speed tests at 2.4 or 5. Costco's already selling Christmas trees. Wow. Well, soon you won't even be outdoors when you're walking through Stuytown. And they couldn't spring for the nicer scaffolding. I guess this kind of scaffolding probably blends in better to a park appearance, I think. I don't know. Justifications. Taming gets great speeds. That's also probably a little bit router dependent. You could probably use some QoS programming on your router to optimize speeds. Although I think they use different ones now. Quality of service is like an older terminology, but is this new? No, the scaffolding is there though. That scaffolding area is new. The scaffolding by the basketball park on the right there has been there for at least a few months now. At least I don't need an umbrella. I don't, but I do have one. I almost forgot it today. I probably could have, but I got too nervous and I had to run back upstairs to get it. For your phone, you get unlimited data, text, and minutes for £36 a month. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm somehow grandfathered into a super old T-Mobile plan where I have like 5 or 6 lines for $130 or something. All with unlimited, except hotspot. But yeah. Kirill Popov from Russia. Доброе утро. How much are the apartments in this area? Depending on if you're going to be getting the new market rate ones, you're probably paying in the 4,000 range for like a 1-bedroom. And many of the 2 bedrooms are converted to 3, but you lose the living room. You get like a tiny little extra hallway instead of a living room. Do I carry a Swiss Army knife? No, but I do have a set of screwdrivers in my backpack. That is one thing that I'm missing. I know I've mentioned my backpack is very heavy because I carry kind of everything I might need at any given time to set up like a mobile workstation. But I don't have a Swiss Army knife in there. Interesting, huh? Cindy has 2 gigs for 55. Is that phone data you're allowed to use? MSC, first time seeing Stuytown. I'm glad I could show you something you haven't seen before. You carry a mini screwdriver as well. Fun fact. All right, we learned something about strawberry fields. My little screwdriver kit has tons of bits. I got like a special little portable one from Amazon. I used it like twice in 8 years. I don't, Chris. I probably should. I do have one, but it's just in my drawer, and I use that to open boxes if I'm at my computer desk. Otherwise, the kitchen has a box cutter in one of the drawers. Irish Boy Scout spoons? I don't even know exactly what that is. Is it? I'm assuming it's not just a spoon. Toby Lou? Virtual still counts. It's different, of course, than in person, but if this is what your option is, you know, I say it counts. Yeah, we'll get to see some clouds by the river here. I don't know if I'll be able to. No, I think I'll be able to go out and walk by the river. Let's go. Once you get stuck in a public bathroom, you get yourself a screwdriver. Uh-oh. Oh, is the public parking open here again? No, not anymore. It's just authorized vehicles. That car definitely ran a red light. Whew. I don't want to be in this steam. Morning. around too many wrong ways. Wait, they're saying it's a dead end again? Wait, it's not open again? No, don't tell me. All right, I don't want to risk it. We're gonna go on the side of the bike lane. The steam is supposed to be coming out of only the top of the orange thing. It's supposed to elevate it above pedestrian level. Oh, you've lost a view in TSA? Uh-oh. Sometimes they miss it. Uh-oh. The subway is all very dependent. Like, maybe in the middle of the night in some farther boroughs, or even like some of the areas around Penn Station, Herald Square, those can be questionable late at night. But it's more, though, I feel like farther away, and if there's less people around too. Then you gotta be more aware. Yeah, stay vigilant, just don't be oblivious to your surroundings. I feel like that's just a general thing. Wow, this car has been here for at least an hour. At least an hour that car's been there for. But that's interesting. If he doesn't have any tickets, maybe this is like a little secret free parking. I don't know that anybody will ever actually tow you from here, but if you want to risk it, park your car here. Yeah, and if you are going to wear headphones, don't use the noise canceling. Just make them transparency mode. I think we're fine walking here. I think we've seen, what, how many bikes? 0? About 0 or so. Maybe 0.5. All right, and we're gonna check to see if it truly is. I think it is a dead end, because otherwise people wouldn't be walking here. They would be walking by the river. So I guess they did block off the outlet. Yep. Yep. I thought there were plans about for making barriers on the platforms here, but the price is going to cost the MTA quite a bit. The price is going to be quite a bit. No, that lady did not have the light to run, but I guess safety over price for sure. For sure. Though probably not for the MTA. I didn't highlight the gas prices, but I'm assuming they were $5.99 if anybody saw. I'm waiting for a Below Deck Harmony by Empire Cruises series. Below Deck Cloud 9. Below Deck 23rd Street Docks, Manhattan. I don't think anybody's renting any super yachts from here. Wait, it was $6.69 there? Somebody did catch it? Wow. I didn't know they went up again. That sounds about right, Strawberry Fields. Cloud9. Did I miss a video game reference? Oh, I feel ashamed. Someone's like barbecuing or something. I don't know if it's a school, but if they're cooking this food, it smells quite good. I don't know who else would be cooking food right now, other than the school here, which should be back in session. The UN school. Oh, they are grilling something. Look at that. What? What is this place to get all this delicious food? United Nations International School, that's what. They're grilling up there. It smells delicious. Man, that smells good. Well, what kind of school is this? They got these barbecued, outdoor prepared meals. I'm assuming it's not a free school. I don't know enough about it. I think it's a paid school. United Nations International School, yeah. Oh, $6.69 was premium, okay. I thought $5.99 is like what it's been at for the regular for a while. Ah, okay. Diplomat kids, aha. Fred Lewis had a chicken sandwich, $50,000 a year for tuition. Still more than daycare, but not far off. Also depends on the daycare you go to. Bum, 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 bum. Beautiful river to look at, yes. Maybe to be in a boat in, but I wouldn't put water on the skin. Andrew Walters, hello. Nice clouds today. Yeah, contrast to the sky. The bridge up ahead, 59th Street Bridge, right? Koch, Queensboro Bridge. Down there, you should be able to still see the Williamsburg Bridge. And then Greenpoint, Long Island City. Greenpoint was super nice. I had to go there last week for a work thing, and I took the ferry to the stop right there. You get off into the super nice, quiet neighborhood, like right off the ferry. There's like a you could like live right there. Whoa, Mia is feeling too good after a vacation in New York with a 20-pound hydration fund. Super kind of you. Thank you for that, Mia. Especially after spending a bunch of money in New York City, I'm sure. Much appreciated. Will's been biking, wants to start running. Nice. Are we back? The app completely froze. I've never seen Prism do this. I think you broke it, Mia. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. The app like locked up. I've never seen Prism on the iPhone lock up completely. Like the screen froze. Yeah. Anyway, it's nice that I open the container for the stream on my computer remotely so that it stays open if it crashes now. That's really good. I like that Prism changed the way that works. But I'm assuming that wouldn't work if you start the stream on the app itself. It would probably end the stream and then you probably... Yeah, Prism. terrible back to school season. Yeah, seriously. A little collection of wood moves more than the boat because the boat's not actually floating. Nice flowers here. Excuse my spitting. I'm trying to get an annoying hangnail thing going on that I'm trying to get off. Okay. Sorry. Tiger Lily wants a bagel, or a bagel, or a bajel. It's interesting, even though I haven't searched for bagels recently, I guess I talked about them at some point, and I started getting bagel recommendations for best bagels in New York. Essa Bagel's on that list, by the way, from Eater, but so are places like Tompkins Square Bagels. Utopia Bagels out in Queens is a good one. Micey Ferry. Oh, Russ and Daughters. Yes, I think that was on the list too. That place tends to be pretty busy too. Yeah, very good. Carbs are carbs, and carbs break. No, that's glass, and glass breaks. Sadel's. I don't know if I've ever had that one. Sadel's? Carbs are not the enemy. That's true. Well, except for maybe diabetics, but for the most part, if you don't have those kinds of health issues, then yes. Yeah, I think moderation is the key to most things. Pretty eggs. Oh no, transmission is weak. What is going on? Just like I'm gonna try moving to a different post. All right, I don't know what's happening anymore. I think we've really tested the limits of how long we can survive in one live stream today. Like, first there was that Prism error, then Prism completely froze up, like, and we somehow are still within the same live stream. Amazing. Like, it's annoying that it was happening, but it's kind of good that it was able to survive. Anyway, yes, let me go work. I'm gonna go cool off. It's getting kind of warm again. The humidity's gotten to me. I might get another iced coffee or something. That'll do it, I think. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining in today. Appreciate the support, donations, super chats, membership, Patreon. That's what I want. That's the ones I wanted to say. Subscribers, thank you. Non-subscribers, thank you too for listening. Thanks for the thumbs up. Think about some more if you want. We're at what? 352 now. Narelle will be happy since we're over 300. Yeah. Thanks to the mods as well. Good to see some familiar faces or names and emoticons today. Always a pleasure. That's a little positive message from Chris and Nightbot with a hashtag Dance Dance Revolution. Anyway, our next scheduled walk should be Wednesday morning. That's the plan. So have a great rest of Monday. Able to join Wednesday morning, 6:15-ish New York time. That's Eastern. I will see you then. If not, I will see you when I see you, but hopefully not too long from now. So until Wednesday or next time, whenever that is, have a good one. One can be one of many things, of course. It can be a day, week, minute, hour, year, whatever it might be. Have a good one of it. All right. Bye. Let me do it for you.
Lauren. Gilbert Franco Granados. Lauren Catuzzi Grancolas and her unborn child. Elvira Granito. Winston Arthur Grant. Christopher S. Gray. Ian J. Gray. James Michael Gray. Tara McLeod Gray. John M. Grazioso. Timothy George Grazioso. Derek Arthur Green. Wade B. Green. Wanda Anita Green. Elaine Myra Greenberg. Donald Freeman Green. Gail R. Green. James Arthur Greenleaf Jr. And my brother, Kevin James Murphy. Kevin, we love and miss you. Beth, Connor, and Caitlin know that you are with them every day. We have all had the privilege of seeing Beth's strength and the incredible job she has done, and we know how proud you are of your family. We're lucky to cherish the time we have together, and we are grateful to be part of their lives. They are close and loving as a family can be, and your spirit lives on with them. And I would also like to thank everyone who has been part of this memorial service for the past 22 years. You have been here with us to pay tribute to our loved ones and to make sure they are remembered and honored. Over the years, you have treated us with respect and with compassion. Your actions allow us to keep our focus on our family members who are no longer with us. Thank you all for being here with us. May God bless you, and may God bless America. And my grandfather, firefighter Robert James Crawford. Being your granddaughter is something I will always be so grateful for, and a title I am blessed to have. I'm so proud to be part of you and to be able to carry you with me wherever I go. Our hero, we love you to the moon and back. Keep watching over us. We know you're always close.
Eileen Marcia Greenstein.
Elizabeth Martin Gregg.
Denise Marie Gregory.
Donald H. Gregory.
Florence Moran Gregory.
Pedro Graham.
John Michael Griffin.
Tawana Sherry Griffin.
Joan Donna Griffith.
Warren Grifka.
Ramon B. Grijalvo.
Joseph F. Grillo.
David Joseph Grimner.
Francis Edward Grogan.
Linda Gronland.
Kenneth George Gruzales.
Joseph Grizelak.
Matthew James Grismlatsky.
Robert Joseph Shar.
Lei Ming Gu.
Richard J. Guadagno.
Joseph A. Guadalupe.
Cindy Yan Zhu Guan.
Jeffrey E. Guja.
Joseph P. Gullickson.
Babita Greshmati Guman,
Douglas Brian Gurian,
Janet Ruth Gustafson,
Philip T. Guza,
Barbara Guzardo,
Peter Mark Gulavari,
Gary Robert Hegg,
Andrea Lynn Haberman,
Barbara Mary Habib,
Philip Hensler,
Nizam A. Hafiz,
Karen Elizabeth Haggerty,
Stephen Michael Haggis,
Mary Lou Haig,
David Halderman,
and my father, firefighter Michael Lyons, FDNY. On the birthday that we share, you would have been 55 this year. Your family, friends, and everyone you loved will cherish the memories. We hold you in our hearts every day. We love and we miss you.
and my loving sister, my other half, Chevon Licia Mentis, WTC 1, 93rd floor, Marsh and McLennan. You're sadly missed by your family, friends, colleagues, especially our beloved mom, Bishop Myrtle Bazil. You're forever in our hearts. Continue to be our guardian angel.
Miley Rachel Hale,
Diane Hale McKenzie,
Richard B. Hall,
Stanley R. Hall,
Fastwell George.
Carrying a blue backpack. I was walking on the phone, standing near a white vehicle going towards the dead end of the St. John Circle.
St. John's Circle.
Available. I was suspicious condition at Beaumont Elementary School.
Hold
on, I'll go to that first. Unit 5549, okay? It's a white male that tried to open the front door 6 minutes ago. 5549, you can hold me out.
Man.
5549, okay?
They've got stacked suspicious circumstance calls.
10-4.
Let me finish this thoughts about the reward as we wait to hear if any of these things are panning out. They need to look at what they've spent and what costs a lot of money and say, could we spend this better by incentivizing the public to do what they've done already, which is tell us every time they see him. Raise the reward amount. $20,000. It's not people generally won't just pass by that if it were sitting on the sidewalk. That's a lot of money for a lot of people. It's a ton of money. It's a game-changing money for many people. It can get them started, get them through school. There's a million things they could do. You can buy a car, but that sort of money it would have to be divided among all the people that give the tips. If they were able to raise this amount, so it's like, hey, there's something on the line. I'm willing to put myself a little out of my normal comfort zone as far as what I do. I'm going to walk around my neighborhood and look at things. I'm going to check my backyard. I'm going to call people I know.
5'5", thin build, unknown clothing description, carrying a Gatorade bottle, unknown intox, no weapon seen. Last seen headed southbound on Newtown Road. Hey, Chris, I'll check Newtown Road.
They're checking every single call. I mean, everybody 5'6" and shorter is getting called on right now. Anyway, so if they could raise that reward, I think it would incentivize the public to spread the word more among their own circles, their networks. They would be more diligent because add a 0 to that reward and suddenly it's like, hey, you've got my attention, and that's where they've had all their tips so far. That's where we've got almost every single one of the sightings has come from that. I think that would be the most beneficial. Aaron Blackman says, people may disagree, but he has connections in getting help. I believe it's highly possible that this was well thought out. He may have a trail miles long with things here and they're needed to survive. If he does, he would have to have a lot of connections setting that up, because he sat in jail for like 2 years waiting for it to go through the court, right? So he's been on the inside for a long time. before he was convicted. It's me. Kim says, I've been a member for far longer. Yes, you have. I love RA in this community. Don't talk much, but I enjoy the content and zero drama. Thank you, RA and mods. It's me, Kim. Thank you for being here. It wouldn't be the same without you. Even though you're often a lurker, you're welcome. We appreciate you here.
30 to 8 and 4 on our side channel.
Okay, let me catch up here. Emil Coetzi. I think I said that right. Good morning. Good to be on your feed here in South Africa. I agree with your thinking. Those last images of him were posed. Almost like he wanted to be seen there. Okay, like he went specifically to an area so they could say, "Here I am. Here's my picture."
There's a disabled red trailer westbound on Western Pike between the Okahaki entrance and Garrett Mill. It's full of cinder blocks, and he had to pull off to the side of the road and that so that he can go get parked and come back and fix it. But I just wanted to give you guys an FYI. He will be back at 4 later this afternoon.
That's a driver saying he's got a trailer that they've
01495.
they're parking on the side of the road. That's not suspicious.
95. We'll be out at District Court 15101 at the court mail.
10-4.
Yeah, 5519. Just have okay there.
At this point, he might be wearing heels and a wig, says Daddy Crab. Yes, I think right after those pictures were taken, he changed his appearance. He either changed his clothing, he maybe changed his hair in some way, but he did something to change his appearance. If LEO doesn't arrest this guy, you get an attaboy from your sergeant is what you get. Your chief, you get an attaboy, and there's no bonus there. The law enforcement doesn't get to collect those bounties. Yes, he is wanted in Brazil for a murder as well. We're going to keep an eye out for some of the guys who are on the ground. I know JLR. I think he was live earlier this morning. I don't think he's live right now. Let me just check. I don't see him live right now. He was live this morning. It's probably going to be a couple hours still, maybe an hour or two before we hear from Nick up there. So we'll see how that goes. He was working pretty late last night as well. I'll tell you, I fell asleep in this chair last night. Woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Headphones still on. Scanner blaring in my ears. It was rough. Crawled upstairs to bed. I'm like, oh, my neck was stiff. It was a rough night, and I imagine that Nick and JLR and those guys are, Hong. They're also. I saw one of the pictures where I think Hong had the driver's seat in the car laid all the way back, like he was just laying down getting some rest. Like, man, I feel for you, man. He should have changed his looks after he was seen on the ring. We can anticipate he did, because this is not an accidental escape. He's not just flying by the seat of his pants. I think he does have a plan, because he has run before. He ran in Brazil. He ran from PA when he committed the murder up here. He's running now. This guy's got some experience in running. And, a couple years talking with inmates might have given him some ideas as well. Red Pen says, Adam Nusky and I congratulate you on 29K. On to 30. Let's catch this guy today. 29K. It's been a crazy week, you guys. This has really been crazy. Thank you so much.
Can you dispatch BLS for a 70-year-old female with neck and arm pain?
Yeah, 5542, okay.
Let's see, I'll try to answer all the questions you can. Tagging me like Samantha did here will help me see it, but I realize there's a lot of people here, so please don't feel offended if for some reason I miss your question.
You said that was 70 years old, right? Not 7?
5542, correct. 70.
Yeah, 5542, okay.
A train. I think the authorities have been pretty diligent in watching the train routes where he might be able to intercept a train vehicle, especially if one was parked in the area. They've been paying a lot of attention to that. I don't think this guy's going to do the whole run off a bridge and jump on the back of a train. He's not Jackie Chan, although he may have some similar resemblance in some areas. But no, I don't think he's going to be on a train. I think he's pretty safe that way. But they're still watching that. Cachette just gifted 10 memberships. Cachette, thank you so much, and welcome to the members who just received those. Let's see, Detective Ed, did you get the message? I did see your message. Let me double check what you said because I read that the other day. Let's see.
25 Sam 2, check your current for information.
Send me a buzz. I've got like 100 text messages since there. Let's see, Strobel Trail.
Albright Life Care Center, 555 Fox Chase Road, 555 Fox Chase Road, Suite 106. EMS is being dispatched out for a sick person.
3 Belonging. 25 Sam 2, check your current for information.
I've heard.
55 Sam 1. I have the subject from Beaumont Elementary at Millbrook and Newtown.
Unit 55 Sam 1, okay?
Okay, so they just got the guy who was trying to open the door at the elementary school.
55.
I don't think that was
Sam 1. I want to head your way. I'm on the phone right now with the woman that was outside during this.
Ken.
Okay.
I like your thinking.
You can do that phone assignment.
Unit 16 Sam 30, okay?
Random thoughts, but would you rather? They're always appreciated. Would you rather fight a chicken every time you get into your car, or an orangutan with a sword just once per year? I'll go with the chicken because I think I have a chance of winning that one. All right. Let's see. You've got a unit in BCD 436 HP scanner. How do I listen on that? It needs to be programmed for the area, and the downside, Mike, is that with those police scanners, you're limited to what your antenna can hear. So you're listening to local stations. Uniden allows you to program that, or even, I think you can buy them programmed. It depends on what you've paid for. But you'll have to go to like the radio scanner page and input all the trunking frequencies manually if you haven't got it programmed. Unless you're in the area, you're not going to hear it on that, because that's going to be it's like a walkie-talkie. Right? You've got to be close to the other radios for yours to hear. It doesn't pick up on the internet and share that way. But Mike, if you want, we've got the scanner link right here that we're listening to. This is the scanner link. It's a bit.ly. It's shortened, but it'll put you right in with the Chester County Emergency Services trunked network. That's what we're listening to. Christine says, I'm a Grizzly. Wonderful. We got some incredibly kind words on Grizzly True Crime over the weekend. Just some really nice, friendly shout out. And I have to say, within like 3 minutes of that shout out, I had like 300, 400 extra subscribers that just appeared. Thank you so much. You guys are so kind. Thanks for supporting and checking out the channel when she said some nice things about us. Let's see. I'm glad their scanners are not encrypted like they are here in VA. Gleason, SMD Gleason, they are. Some of the scanners are encrypted. Almost all the nation is switching, at least on the tactical channels, which is what they use for a major event, like a manhunt. Usually anything that involves extensive, law enforcement activity over a period of time is going to be, whether it's a SWAT situation or some sorts of search like this, it's going to be switched over to tactical channels, which are almost always encrypted. That is so they can protect their communications from being transmitted to the suspect who they're trying to catch. Otherwise, if you knew what the opponent was going to do every single move, it would be very easy to counter those moves. But there's oftentimes, and what we have right here, even though the people on the ground doing the searches, the SWAT team on the ground, they're going to be on TAC channels. We're going to be listening to the dispatchers around the area who are receiving calls from the public, which is where most of the sightings come from. Most of the sightings come from the public. So it'll come through a dispatcher saying, hey, we've got a suspicious circumstance over here. XYZ has happened, or we saw this person, looks like this many minutes ago. And then it goes from them to the tactical groups, and they can start responding. So that's why we're listening there, because it'll keep us in the loop that way. Linda Denton, thank you for gifting a membership as well. Appreciate you. Look at that yellow courthouse by your name. It looks awesome. Let's see. Can you show the ring cam photos when you're able? Chad is asking. Let me pull them up just quickly. Let's see, where do I have the best place to pull it up? Okay, Let's bring up, let's see, I think it's on 6 right here. Okay, this is from the Chester County District Attorney's post on Facebook. These are the ring cam photos, and realize this ring cam had a whole video. There was a conversation that took place through the video camera, the Ring doorbell camera. So the suspect was communicating, words were said both way. It was two-way in here. And so there's a whole discussion that we don't really know what it contained other than that he was seeking assistance. But so we've got a picture here which really shows how he's completely clean shaven. Let's see, we've got another one here. I mean, this guy got like a Harry's razor, or this wasn't just a cheap Bic from the corner store. Another expression. Looking up here, the box in the background. I don't believe he brought that. I don't believe he brought the umbrella either. That's like he didn't like bring all his stuff and set it on the front step. I think that probably was there on the front step already, and he does appear to have something in his hands. To me, it looks like a water bottle. If you look at that, it looks like he's got a water bottle right in there. Can't really tell for sure, but he's got something, a sort of beverage related in his hand. It could be drinking a beer, for all I know. But those are the images that were captured on September 9th. Let's see. Judy watches Grizzy as well. Thank you. Big thanks for her. I appreciate her. It's wonderful. We'll have to see sometime if we can do something together. That would be awesome. ES says, I've been doing school with my 3 kids today, but one earbud glued to this live. Has there been any current confirmed sightings today? Yes, what we've had today is a whole ton of suspicious calls on the radio. And so far, it appears that none of them have panned out into the search. Because if they did, we would hear the officers that respond say, hey, call state. We need state in here. Get the PSP boys in here right away. Selena says, my brother-in-law passed away last night from pancreatic cancer. I'm sorry, Selena. I'm trying to stay distracted right now. Please pray for my family. Selena, you are in our thoughts and prayers. You have been wonderful here in chat. You have made so many people smile just with your generosity and your kind words. Our hearts go out to you. Thank you so much. And you're in our prayers for sure. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. John Cortez says, just saw a team leaving Kennett Square Hotel with trailers and quads with a lot of long guns. Told them good hunting. John, Kennett Square Hotel, this might be federal agents that are leaving. Those might be assets that were in the area around the Longwood Gardens and are now moving somewhere else. They could be going to the next location, or they could be just going back home. They did bring in a ton of people. Those hotels were pretty much booked up with officers from various agencies from all over the region. I'm a grizzly recovering juror. Grizzly true crime recovery addict and 13th juror is the combination you see there, polyparticipants. All three, I think we are all sort of in the same space, but a very similar style and respect for each other. Thank you very much, polyparticipants. Don't think you ever picked up Clorox. Think just sitting on the porch. Lee, I think you're right on that one as well. People are fed up with this taking so long. Some were driving around yesterday armed and looking. JLR had quick chats with them. Could be very scary with vigilantism all over. Kathy, I agree. Because here's what we've got. Listen to how many calls come in. And I think my scanner might have paused. Let me double check that really quickly. Let's see, scanner. It's going. It's on autoplay. Okay. It's just quiet right now. But with all the calls that have been coming in of people that are suspicious, that they see something, say, I think it's him, right? And honestly, 99% of them are not him. 99% of them are some guy just getting ready for work, or out exercising or going on a walk. It just happens to be a short guy in the area where we're looking for a short guy. If you add to that mix people who aren't able to verify a situation and they can just run with that suspicion, you're going to get some confrontations, and every time there's a confrontation, there's a danger, because the guy who's out walking might be out looking for him as well. Okay, and he might be, if you get two armed people who think the other guy is him, it ends very poorly. So I do believe when it comes to any armed response,
from 32 on our channel.
when it comes to arms response, I think it was best to leave it to the authorities out in public. Although in this area and in your own home, as is common in the U.S., if you choose to defend your own home with firearms,
17 David 25.
you're not in the minority.
On our channel.
And the right to defend yourself is something I strongly back up. G.A. Pippa, welcome to the gallery. Thank you very much. It looks like Explorer Barb is here as well. Thank you both. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's see. Looks like a seltzer is what he was drinking. He's kicking back, taking it easy. Let's see. I was listening to the scanner yesterday. And it went from over 2,000 listeners to 0 listeners. Must be encrypted. Les, I can tell you what happened there.
You're on 195. We're clear of 101.
The scanner is run by the Open Megahertz scanner. Let me just tell you. Luke Brent is the guy who makes this scanner app. And I was on there when the scanner went quiet, when it shouldn't have been quiet. There was a lot of activity, and then it just shut down. I'm like, what in the world happened? And I went through and I was drilling down on the website, looking at some of the other options. And one of the options to download an audio file gave me an error message that showed he had exceeded the what's called CAVALCANTE capacity on his website, meaning that his websites have bandwidth. They're allowed to use so much of the internet pipe for free, and then once they hit that threshold, it stops allowing it in. And as soon as I saw that, I realized that because all the interest on this website, which really had never had a lot of interest before, he had exceeded that cap. And so I drilled down, I found him, I searched him up on Twitter and reached out to him and said, Nick, love your app. Let me know if I can fund the next level of capacity on here because it's down right now. And he said, hell, thanks. I had it set at $1. When it reached the cost of $1, then to cut off for the day. Okay, so he says, I just raised it. It'll be back up in 10 minutes. So he tweeted that out, and the website came back up, and it's been up since then. So Nick Brent is his name, with a BRENDT. I think it's how it's spelled. His logo is like a little robot. And I did tweet out the other day. I also set that information out and said, if anybody really values what's happening here on Open Megahertz, throw him a couple bucks on his page, because he does accept donations. He did this for free. He made this entire application for free. He's not selling it. He's letting everybody use it. And he actually went open source on the code as well, which means anyone can copy it and make their own. So it was really generous of him.
But that, we didn't clear out that medical on Woodward.
That's what happened on that front. Dakota, welcome to the gallery as well. Thank you so much. I think I missed a comment there. Let me see if I can scroll back.
195. We'll be out at 104 with the courthouse.
I think I got it. Hey, Jude says, I'll be in a yellow courthouse before he is caught. That's 6 months. I hope not. I hope not. Kitty Kitty Bang Bang. I love the Native American names in PA. Anybody hear how Grizzly pronounced Poconos? I didn't hear her pronounce that one, but I mess up the pronunciations terribly. And I'm not from the Netherlands, so I have no excuse. I really should do better at that. So thanks for educating me. Let's see. My friend called him Toddler Houdini this morning. I love it, but I can't take credit. He's been effective at what he's doing, and I don't think it's that he's some amazing escape artist. Okay, he's not the guy that can flash in the pan and smoke in the air and where did he go? That's not it. I think it's he's figured out what the response is by police when they see him, and if he knows what that response is, his actions can be calculated to be most effective to defeat those actions by the police. So if every time he's cited, and this is what I think is the case, if every time he's cited, the call goes out and one guy says, okay, I'm watching where he is right here. We think he's right here. Bring everybody, surround. He was headed that way. Go surround the other side. He might be like a snake in the grass. And if you haven't heard that term, and if you've never tried to catch a snake in the grass, a little grass snake, oftentimes when you try to catch them, they're not venomous, and I used to do this a ton as a kid. They'll take off into the weeds, and as soon as they're in the weeds, they flip and turn, and so their tail just goes into the weeds, and you're like, I saw it going that way, but it's behind you. it runs back at the threat to escape because it knows it's hidden.
So if you could just assign it to me, I'll take care of it.
I think he's got something like that going on, where he's just ultra vigilant as far as when he's been spotted. When he hears yelling, when he sees people close by, he runs and then cuts a different direction, and that's probably how he's getting out. That's my take anyway. I don't have anything to confirm that, but that's what I think. You would think the Ring camera would have scared him off. He was talking to it, Christina. He was literally holding a conversation with the residents of the home who were not home at the time over the Ring camera. So it wasn't that he was utilizing the technology to speak to them and say, hey, I need some help. Probably, hey, I need some money, need a place to hide. Can you give me a car? Something like that. Caroline, I think the box is on the ground next to him, and it was probably there before he got there, is my take. He's way too smart to just be carrying around an electronic with him. He is very smart, and everything they've done so far has not located him. All the technology, the telescopic FLIR cameras we saw on the pickup trucks that look like anti-tank guns on the back of a pickup truck, something you'd expect out of like the Middle East. It's not. They're not working. They're not able to find him. Okay. He sure doesn't look like someone who spent 11 days on the run. Quilting a true crime addict. It looks like he took a shower, put on a fresh pair of shoes, a clean hoodie, shaved, and grabbed a drink, and then went over to a friend's house. And trying to put that together with, how do you reconcile how he looks on the camera with the previous 10 days of him on the run in marshes, in mud, in rainstorms. There have to be either somebody helping him or other homeowners who have no clue that their local fugitive just took a shower and shave at their house and then left. So it's somebody out there. Hopefully there's some cameras that will show up. But I think he's definitely been in more homes than we think. The person he visited wasn't home when he was there. Him and his family were out for dinner, checked the camera when they got home, saw pics, called the police, but police said it wasn't him. Holly, yes, that happened at 10:30. We were listening when the call actually came in from the police department, and then like 4 minutes later, the officer responded and said, "Oh, it's not him. Don't worry about it." But this guy, the officer that responded to this call, so dispatch puts out the call and says, "We've got suspicious circumstance." Caller says he's got the Ring doorbell has the escapee on it, and he's driving to the police station, presumably to turn over the pictures of the video. The police officer responds and says, that police station isn't going to work. Have him come to our police station. Can you ask him if he knows the escapee? Why would the police officer say, do you know the escapee? Unless the police in that area know that this address is one that is associated with the escapee. So he says, ask him if he knows the escapee. The call comes back and says, yes, he knows the sister, and he thinks it's him. Okay, so they have all this information. Then the officer looks at the pictures and says, I'm not sure if it's texted or what, but looks at the pictures and says, nope, it's not him, clear it. And then 4 hours later, we get yep, it was him, send in the troops. But it's my understanding from the press conference that was yesterday that it wasn't just him showing up at the doorbell, that he had a conversation over the Ring camera, and that video conversation was spoken. Let's see. Lindsay Hendricks says, that's my big concern as well. I feel as if authorities are skipping over the Spanish and Portuguese-speaking communities. I've yet to see a wanted poster in those languages. Do we know if he still has the phone and they can't disable the phone? We don't know. We don't know at all. We don't know if he's ever had a phone that he's turned on. I think there was one that was stolen or possibly stolen from one of the first houses he broke into. I don't know if he's even able to turn it on. Did they say how he broke the perimeter? And is there a new perimeter? Just got here. P-Will, for real. They did not. They said.
Sam 30. NBC check for report.
Sam 30.
All they said was that they did a really good job on that perimeter, and he's so proud of his men, and he stands behind what they did. They have no clue where he got out. It could have been through a tunnel. It could have been through a ditch. It could have been through a waterway. they still don't know how he got out, but he did, and he made it 3/4 of a mile away and stole a vehicle. No new perimeter, although we're looking right now at the map of the last perimeter. Let's see if we have anything going up in the air here. These are all just commercial flights or private jets. Not seeing anything. Not seeing anything in the area that could be the police searching for him. So this area on the map was a perimeter near a cornfield where they saw him last night. But that's all. Lisa, the rain that came through might also have helped because not that it really changes the visibility that much. It wasn't like that hard of rain. The spacing of the officers was pretty close.
17 David 25. You can clear out that phone call.
But rain is loud.
17 David 25.
And rain on a tree canopy on the ground can muffle a lot of sound. So you're able to move quicker, and it also quiets the ground that you're walking on. Although it's muddier and slipperier, more slippery. Making up words here, I think.
Also have a copy of the fire alarm, 244 Great Valley Parkway.
It could have helped him. Chopper and Sky around the area of the ditched van, according to JLR. Let's see, is JLR on right now? He was up a few minutes ago. I don't show him live right now. The ditched van. Got to get my bearings again. Where are we at? Westchester, Phoenixville.
Yeah, 2155.
The ditch van should be on the screen. I think it was actually over here. I'm not seeing the chopper anywhere near that, so that might be an older video. I didn't see one this morning.
The Veterans Community Living Center, 1 Veterans Drive, first floor, B side. You must be in dispatch off for hypotension.
Copy, cleared out, please.
Get you on pulse over here.
So Nick was live 6 hours ago. He's probably still sleeping here. We'll let him sleep for a while. He needs to turn himself in and take the 20K. He won't get the 20K if he turns himself in. It's got a little caveat, a little asterisk on the award right there. That's one of the exceptions. Police also called it rugged terrain. This is the old DuPont property. Most of it's meticulously manicured and maintained. There is some rugged terrain around there. If you look at some of the waterways. Could someone have given him a new SIM card and that's how he's communicating? It's possible. But I think he would have had money. I mean, if he had a SIM card, he would have had gas money for the car. I don't think he would have run it dry. It seems more feasible that he would be given cash than a SIM card. Didn't attempt to hide his face from the camera. I think he wanted to be seen so everyone thinks he's in the area, but already had a ride out of the area. That's also a possibility. It was further north, okay, so he might be trying to throw people off the scent, and then he goes back down south. Last time he ran, he was caught in Virginia down south. They keep messing up. It's frustrating. Thank you for answering. Yes, it is frustrating every time they escape.
The escapes. The alarm company is advising they took someone on premise and they're advising it's not an emergency. All right.
My chopper looks like maybe a building and it's not moving. Do you have a tail number on that chopper? Going way up here in Allentown. This is just a Robinson R44. That's a little tiny, it's not a police helicopter. Those barely can lift people, let alone all the gear and equipment the others choppers carry. I mean, the 44 is better than the 22, but still. It's a very small helicopter. Also a chopper up in Hillsboro. This is Lifeline. This is a medical evac. Penn State Health Lifeline. That's way far away. I'm not seeing any choppers that are in the area right now, anywhere near the area of where they're searching, where they could be. You've got a jet flying over, that's about it. It's a big one, too. 767. Okay, we'll keep an eye out on that. All right, any more questions? Based on his clean white shoes, I don't think he'd be living in the woods for 10 days. His pants were pretty clean, too. He may have gotten a change of clothing, like a complete change of clothing. Also didn't have his backpack or anything in the ring photos. Does anyone think he's moving along the creek? Rachel, they found a lot of footprints, especially early on in this pursuit, where they think it was him moving along the creek and using the waterways. So yes, they've been paying close attention to that. A lot of aerial assets have been monitoring waterways. Let's see, Canes fan says, among all this manhunt, let's not forget James and Cynthia on Wednesday, 9/13 at 9 a.m. Yes, Canes fan. For those that aren't familiar, we follow some true crime cases.
17, David 25.
James and Cynthia are like a modern-day Bonnie and Clyde. They're an experienced couple. I wouldn't say elderly, but they're an experienced couple who got busted for shoplifting at a Walmart.
12.
And they're working through the court system. They should actually get some resolution. Sentencing, I think, is on the 13th. They pled
You showed
guilty.
me a route to 1161 Schenkel Road. Just received a report of a vacant house that was broken into unknown time.
1161 Schenkel. That's in Shannon. No, that's in Shellsburg. Let me zoom out here. That's way far away. Way far away. So I don't think that's our guy. Does America have phone boxes on the street he could use? Nicola, very, very few payphones still exist, and the ones that do, most of them are not functional. They went out of style was when cell phones came in. There are a couple that are still existing. They're relics.
Copy of the alarm. This is going to be the same location as the last one.
Jacelyn, yes, he's definitely proved effective at what he's doing. Stephen, if there's a call that comes in that I can copy most of what they do and I can translate for you, or at least slow it down.
12-5, it's the same location. Do put it in mind. Union 4-12-5, okay.
Just realize some of the police call, the first thing that's being said is usually the police officer's call sign that they're talking to, and so there's a code at the beginning that indicates who they're talking to, and then they'll give the bulk of the call in afterwards. Okay, B404 in Reading. Let's check it out. It's on the ground. Or 407. 407 is the state police chopper. Let me do a quick search for that. Nope, that's not the guy. You must be looking at historical view. It's not showing up on the ground in live view right here. But they have been flying the chopper out of Reading to do searches. Here's a chopper. Hang on. Where'd this come from?
15.20 MDC check for a phone assignment.
I think that was a 22 inspection.
20, okay.
Got a chopper here coming out of Coatesville. No known destination on the flight plan. It's headed a little south of where we're thinking they would be, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on him. P. Will for real says 5 more days until he lasted another week, and I win my bet. What did I say? I'd send you a mug if you win the bet. Kimar says, would the ring camera guy get any of the reward money? He should. If it's information that leads to the arrest, it should. But I imagine he'll have to split it with everyone else who's also sent in pictures. So it's going to be like $50 each by the time we're done. That's not what white sneakers look like when you have been walking in a creek. He's got to have some new shoes on. He found some new kicks somewhere. It's gonna be my wife, Rhonda. My wife actually said, "Hey, you've got to play that clip on your stream of Tommy Lee Jones saying, search every house, search every dog house, every bird house, but any outhouse. You've got to play that clip. But yes, that's what they need to do. They need to have a thorough search of every building.
You don't want to call to your status.
What's the map on the right? The map on the right is the last known locations. This is a map that's been put together by Sean and Andrew, who appear in chat. Andrew's right here, as a matter of fact. This is Andrew. So this is the map. I need to refresh this and see if there's anything else. If they catch him and no one gets the reward, they should give it to those kids.
42 Polly.
So these are the latest sightings. We've got the search zone that was from last night.
America, number 8, East Beechwood Road at the front desk. For disturbance, there's a female guest who's verbally threatening staff. Caller is advising that they're trying to evict her from the property. Was waiting for the court. No weapons, no intoxication.
This is the entire map. Longwood Gardens is down here at the bottom.
Fire alarm. Your status is okay. And send me down the disturbance.
And all the other sightings are up here.
Okay. County 7 traffic. Turn right.
Okay, I haven't done this in like a week.
I have a truck and trailer combination. I can give you the trailer to start with. It's X-ray November Romeo 1138.
It's time for a little water.
100 star right off of Civico.
It's time for a little water. I'm a big fan of Deer Park Water. They don't sponsor the show, but they should because I spend a lot of money on them.
You can clear 90, Virginia. You're on 690, okay?
Alrighty. Oh, good stuff. All right, news chopper over Exton. Getting some alerts here. I tried to turn those alerts off.
X-ray 9706 on a grade 4 pickup. 10-4.
You need to have one when you're ready.
And our caller is going to be the manager on duty.
So you're saying this is a news chopper? N69DV?
Kilo Alpha 2471. GKA 2471.
Looks like it's just passing by.
10-4, you said you're on Fernhill, correct? And our caller is going to be the manager on duty.
Yeah, right by Weinstein Supply.
10-4.
Natalie, thank you very much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Thanks for your support. That makes all this possible. If this goes into 16 days, I got to hug my mother-in-law. I was drunk and made the bet, says Terry. Wow. No comments. No comments. This is exactly why I think the caller with the Ring doorbell video should get the reward. It's more like looking for a needle in a needle stack. Okay. Yes, if he does get out of state, the awareness level drops considerably. For those of us that are out of state and talk to our friends over the weekend, most of our friends had no clue what was going on. They're like, oh, wasn't there like a prisoner that escaped somewhere?
8792.
Yes, we did get a little water ASMR for you. That's good. They have not given up. It's just the perimeter is gone. We'll probably see when Nick wakes up in the morning a little bit about what's happening in the area up there, because there was police activity all through the night. Even when he was wrapping up, he was stumbling across SWAT teams prepping out in a field.
Yeah, I'll be out there.
Can we just go back to the orange prison jumpsuit? If I could, I would be happy to send the ESCAPEE one of our merchandise hoodies. We have a hoodie that says "This is my prison escape hoodie" on the front, and it's in bright orange. I would be happy to send him one of those, as long as he wears it until we catch it. That would be great. Mammy P says, "Ari, thanks for following this wild chase. Ain't no car base like he's following an escaped convict on the run. Ain't no car chase." Mammy, I think spell check garbled your message a little bit. He's following an escaped convict on the run. We are. It's like an extended car chase. If he had help a ride, if he had help a ride, he would be gone, says Lay. Yeah, the ride would probably get him out of the area, but he needs that support first, because he's more likely to be able to get cash or a change of clothes or cover or assistance in one way or another where he has a support group. And if he were to say, like, truck it down to Atlanta, and I'm not sure if he's ever been in Atlanta, there he's on his own, and he has to try to find support on his own. So he's probably trying to get that support from people he knows before he gets out of the area. U.S. Air Force is flying by. Let's see, that's DHL. Just taking a peek at all the planes that are in the area. Oh, that's a funky looking plane.
5, your status.
It's a V-tail plane with an engine on the top. It's a jet. Well, that's pretty cool. It looks like experimental almost. And it's is it fast? 244 knots. It's moving. All right.
Unit 42.5, can you go again?
Unit 17, David 25, your status.
25 and 10-4, you can disregard.
Unit 17, David 25, okay.
Do you want to show one more picture here really quickly?
18 Sam 2, check your MDC for message.
This one came from FSpeech411 on Twitter, and it's just a sort of clean map that gives you an idea of the route that he went. Down at the very bottom, if you can see this here. Okay, let me get this off the screen. Down at the very bottom is Longwood Gardens.
David 60, I'll take that phone assignment.
The second dot up is the Brown's Dairy Farm. He was spotted up here by East Pikeland, went over to Phoenixville, and then ditched the vehicle, and they were searching for him over here by Ludwig's Corner, sort of that area.
Is it reference to
That's the last. That's the last we know of where he's at.
Negative, it's not in reference to that. Unit 43, call 30.
Okay, Bridget Riley says, apologies if this was discussed. What will happen if they cross county lines? Does that change things or not really?
Call 30.
County lines, not really, because we've got state police in
this phone
charge.
assignment is related to a case I'm already working on.
With the state police in charge, they have jurisdiction over the entire state. If he were to go out of state, the jurisdiction would end with the state police. You wouldn't have PSP, headed down into, all the way to Virginia, wherever they pick him up.
So you want to give him a call?
Instead, you'd have the federal marshals, the FBI. They would branch over, and then they would pick up resources in the other states.
901 hang up for Pembroke. Open line. They're attempting a call back now.
Okay.
Everyone's saying the ring bell guy should get a part of the reward. Agreed. I will tell you, he went above and beyond. He called the police. He immediately started driving to the police station, saying, I need to get you this video. He called the police, said, this is him. I know the sister. They said, don't go to that station, go somewhere else. He went to that place, gave them the video, whether it was email or in person, and they said no. But then I think higher-ups looked at it, used facial recognition, and said, yes, that is him.
Well, one male from PMH en route back to my station. Starting is 40328. Yeah, 5240, okay?
88, we're to the station for inspection.
8810-4. 64, spoke to Felicia Mayo, no emergency that they're aware of. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Our neighbor just brought us a cake.
You know, 154, copy of that shop.
Brownies.
Just Avenue, Westbrook Street.
She brought me brownies?
She
brought me brownies, and she brought you brownies.
Okay. You can clear me and send that to me.
All right. He's been on the run back in 2017. He's a pro at running. Definitely. I agree. He's done this. He's not Bear Grylls, and he's not Jackie Chan. But he's close to both of them. To turn down so quickly at first is crazy to me. Nito, we were surprised, especially when the call first came in, because the caller said he knew him. He's like, it's not like, oh, I think this guy looks similar to that dude you're looking for. He's like, no, I know the dude. This is him. He's on my doorstep. And the police are like, nah, that's not him. I wonder if he had to make calls again and said, look, it's him. It's him. Did he go to another agency? I wonder if, how that actually went down. Greeners says, we're some of your 29,000 closest friends. Please share. Thank you, Greeners. Thank you to all of you for being here. It's wonderful to spend this time with you. Did you see the storming of the church from Nick on Sunday at 2 a.m.? Wow, I did not see that. Is that I think most of the churches, I think Nick was saying a lot of the churches are left open. They're like just, they don't have anything really to steal inside. So I thought they were just clearing it. I'm not sure if they had any tips that there was someone in there. The officer who said that it's not him should pay the ring camera guys. Yeah, that officer must feel a little stupid right now. Mistakes happen, though. I mean, in the heat of the moment, it was a very different appearance. What does that sound? I need to fix that so it doesn't happen anymore. Okay, let's keep that here.
You want to see both, okay?
Info on it.
Copy.
Info on it.
You want to see both, okay?
Info on it.
Copy.
Call 50, same 40.
Unit 39 Paul 10, copy your stop. 100 West Pennsylvania Avenue.
Surprised our homes weren't searched. We're sitting on pins and needles here in East Nantmeal Township. Oh my goodness, Donna. Yeah, that's it. It suddenly came to your neck of the woods really quickly.
Call 50, same 40, Joe.
The
39 Paul 10. We'll be in the parking lot of U.S. Supply. Yeah, it's
The interesting thing is, in the U.S. we have rights, right? We have these rights that the police can't search without, probable cause, reasonable suspicion. There are various thresholds they have to meet before they say we get to interfere with your rights, and so they need probable cause to search or permission. So if they were in the area and they said, "Can we search your house?" and you said yes, they would do that. I'm missing a few.
Is she having any trouble breathing?
I have fantastic neighbors. PC-12 plane taking off from Reading. Thanks for the update here. It's literally lifting off this very moment. This is a state police plane. We think it's the actual plane that flew Brian Koberger to Idaho. If not, it's a very similar model, also run by the state police. So let's take a look at that. We're going to follow him just a little bit and see where he goes. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to follow him. It's the first police helicopter or police air vehicle we've seen this morning. Captain J says, Bear Grylls slept in apartments or hotels. Jackie Chan reference makes no sense, but okay. I'm just saying that the Bear Grylls portrays a high level of knowledge of survival in the wild, and Jackie Chan has he does all his own stunts, and so he does jumps and flips and dives and rolls, and you combine the two and imagine that you've got somebody out in nature, jumping tree to tree, escaping the police. That was my thought process. I'm sorry if I missed a little bit on that one. What do you think about his ex-roommate Franco? Could be helping him. He said he moved out the day before the killing, but he was out at the searches taking pics of people. I have not followed that one closely. I've heard a little about that, and I'm waiting for some confirmation. Greeners, I'm not sure if I'm going to get any brownies either. The kids were looking very hungrily at them. So we don't know if it was him who abandoned the van. He could have had help as a distraction. Peter Steele, the question was asked in the press conference about that specifically. They said, what could it have been somebody else driving the van? And the response was, we're confident it was him driving.
Yeah, okay, I'm clear. One copy.
I don't know, any church isn't locked at night. Our church is locked at night. I don't know, but what I heard was somewhere open. Maybe he'll break back into the prison in time for bed check and put us all out of our misery. Please go check his cell and make sure he's not back there right now. That would save everybody a lot of hassle. OG Sean White, thank you very much for the kind remarks and for the super chat. Your mod for Nick to help. Thank you, OG. Thank you very much. Nick, brand new on YouTube. We sort of twist his arm and everyone sort of asked him to please come over to YouTube instead of Twitter. And he's not instead of, but in addition to. And he did that yesterday. I think I forget how many subscribers. It's like 15, 16,000 something. It's crazy how fast he grew in very quickly. So, and with that come a lot of growing pains. And he experienced them all in one day, especially when it comes to trolls and things like that. So I appreciate the good mods that are helping him out with that.
Alrighty.
Are there fingerprints or video proof of him taking the white van? Jane, they confiscated the white van.
11 Hunchback, Octavia Trail.
They hauled it away on a flatbed truck, and it's going to the police station to be completely gone through. So I'm sure they're going to get fingerprints and confirm it was him driving. They'll probably also check to make sure any other fingerprints in the vehicle don't belong to someone other than, say, like employees of the dairy whose fingerprints should be there. So if some family members' fingerprints show up in the van, that's going to be problematic for them. Are the helicopters up this morning? Lisa, not yet. We're watching this plane, which looks like is flying the wrong direction out of Reading. It's headed west. It needs to go east. So unless he made a huge jump,
a new era.
This may be completely unrelated. We'll keep following it for a little bit and see where it goes. Can't law enforcement tap cell phones of his relatives and acquaintances? It seems that would help a lot. Here's where the people's rights come in. If they can't articulate to the judge a reasonable suspicion that this is going on, they have probable cause to make this intrusion into somebody's private, protected communications. They won't be able to get a warrant. They would need a warrant to do that. Now, they might have information that says, hey, they are involved, and that might be something they're doing. Post-apocalypse Wildflower says, shout out to Awesome Neighbor for supplying goodies.
I was going to ask you if you're still going to be tied up. I'd head out.
No, just got here.
Eddie, if it wasn't for the public, law enforcement would have nothing, especially since they turned away evidence from someone who knows him. Let's see. Can we have some brownies, please? Patty Girl, if I get one, then we'll see about sharing after that. Let's put it that way. Jersey says, your background was a green screen this whole time. I feel betrayed. Yes, I'm not in the court of public opinion. I broadcast from my own home studio. Right. He could be leapfrogging, stealing a vehicle, then calling someone who he knows to pick him up when he ditches, then travels a few miles and his friends vehicle and then steal another. It's possible. I don't think he's going to be in and out of vehicles that much. I think he's going to use the next vehicle as much as he can and then only ditch it when it becomes problematic for him and he needs to switch.
Unit 0 Pause 20, copying route of disturbance. Peter Lumber Company, 805 West Cypress Street. For an ex-employee refusing to leave, no weapons, no attacks.
Ex-employee refusing to leave. You can't fire me. The last sighting was basically last known sighting. I think was when they had him in the cornfield up here. That was if we zoom out, just east of Phoenixville, north of the gardens, quite a ways, about 45 minutes north. CNN just said press conference at 2. Let me look for that. It should be the state police that are putting that out, so I'm just going to try to get a confirmation from them. Yep, press conference. Let me put that up on screen really quickly.
Male from the Ariel Vargas, Hispanic male, 56 years old, 5'8", thin build, unknown clothing. He's currently in the front yard. He does not know that 911 has been called. It's unknown if he will be cooperative.
Here's the latest.
Can I get my uncle tow for a Honda sedan, no keys?
Okay.
Sorry, here's the latest from the PA State Police on their Twitter feed. It says a press conference to provide an update on the search for Cavalcante will be held at 2 p.m. today at the Pro Marlin Fire Company. That's the same place they did the Sunday press conference. At 36 Firehouse Drive, Kennett Square, Lieutenant Connell Bivens will be speaking. The Chester County DA's office will host the live stream on their Facebook page. So we'll watch that live here, but that's at 2 p.m. We have 3 hours before that begins. We may actually have some people on the ground with JLR or Nick before that happens.
Before disconnecting, he could be heard yelling at someone in Spanish. It's unknown if he was yelling at the male subject or somebody else. Attempting call back now.
Okay. Let's see what information they provide. Hopefully they have some information about his appearance.
You know, 17 Paul 35 MDC check for phone silent.
35, okay.
You know, 26 Paul 27 MDC check for report.
Cassie, this would be enough if Cavalcante had a phone. Yes, they definitely got enough to tap his phone. That would be, you know, the fact that he broke out and is missing. There's enough to tap his phone immediately, but it becomes different.
Units. We now have a female employee on the line advising it's going to be a verbal argument between the original caller and the ex-employee. Nothing's changed.
12% copy.
The argument's going, you've been fired. Go home now. Get another job. Go somewhere else. No, hopefully that gets resolved peacefully. Yes, he has been convicted. When you talk about his acquaintances, you can't just put out a warrant. I can't, you know, Cassie, I can't just ask for a warrant on your phone so I can listen into all your calls because I think that somebody you know is committing a crime. And that's what the police have to deal with. If they do have evidence of one of those associates that are helping, that are committing a crime, that might be enough to get them that warrant and get that information. But they can't just listen to everything. Great Pumpkin, thank you very much. Welcome to the gallery. Good to have you here, and looking forward to Halloween.
Employee is now heading to his vehicle. It's going to be a black Ford Explorer. I'm in registration.
6750. 23 copy. Paul 50. 23 copy.
Cindy Scott says, I feel the fugitive is pretty smart, but also extremely lucky. His luck will run out, though.
60.
What's the number 8 on the map? Let me zoom in and
show
show
me
you.
en route to 52 Tom 87's traffic stop on the Route 100 spur. Incident number ending in 7796.
This is the last reported sighting that's unconfirmed, and it's up north. If we zoom in on this.
Unit, go ahead.
Oops.
Affirmative.
She's coming towards your way.
You know, 17 David 25.
This is Hanover Street.
60 units, male left. Last thing heading eastbound Cypress Street. It's going to be unknown, incomplete Pennsylvania registration. Golf, Yankee, Yankee, unknown numbers. GYY.
25-10-4. Who are we looking for?
Hey guys, she just went in the shopping center.
Who are we looking for?
This is 60420. I'll be out with that vehicle in front of the Sherwin-Williams. Oh, I'll give you a call.
Copy on location in front of the Sherwin-Williams with the vehicle.
Okay, so the employee that wouldn't leave is now pulled over. Any new sightings since last night? Nothing confirmed, but we do have word now of a press conference at 2 o'clock, which is good. It's going to be at the fire station, so it'll look very similar to one that we saw yesterday. Keek 852, how long will we be live today? I just found your channel on Friday and really appreciate your coverage. Just moved from KSQ 3 months ago. We're gonna be live as long as we can provide relevant and new information. So definitely until after the press conference. No, I do not have the brownies. I'm sorry. My brownie has not been delivered yet, if it even exists still. Nick and JLR need to go to ask the hard questions. I do hope that they allow some of the freelance journalists, citizen journalists in there, because I think there are questions, and not necessarily to try to confirm every rumor, but there are questions that the press often won't ask. The main, the hardcore press, they ask the questions that will fit very nicely into their broadcast, that will give them information, but sometimes they leave glaring omissions in what they don't ask. Check the helicopter south of Allentown. It's circling, says on French. Let me look. That's not it. Where's Allentown?
1235.
Right here. Okay, this is circling, but look where it's circling. We're literally right over the Garden City Airport. Also, this is an R-44, Robinson 44, which is one of the cheapest helicopters to buy as far as they go, and they're often used for training. So the R-22 and R-44 are a training helicopter. It's most likely a student pilot.
It's going to be in reference to her home being burglarized. That's already been reported. She just has additional information to report.
48, they're heading up. Easy.
0.35-10-4.
You may 39 Paul 10, copy your stop, 100 blocks North Town Road.
We're going to listen to that West Chester dispatch about the burglary.
16 South Walnut Street, 116 South Walnut. Tia Mary Calkins. It's going to be in reference to her home being burglarized. That's already been reported. She just has additional information to report.
48, they're heading up. Easy.
0.35-10-4.
116 South Walnut Street in West Chester.
Stop 100 blocks North Town Road. 60 unit, your status.
That's in the middle of town. I mean, this is like
Kansas 0, Tommy 83, okay?
It's not rural at all. That's downtown West Chester.
Can you call Delta 60?
Affirmative.
Probably not connected.
Who's Delta 61? I don't know who they are. Can they call me? 10-4.
Appreciate.
Available. I'll be holding a report.
I appreciate those of you that are tagging me on some of the updates that you're seeing on Twitter. That is extremely helpful. Thank you very much.
425 clear. Send it to me.
Hold on, so you can clear me out.
5, okay.
JLR is live now. Let me see what he's up to.
Copy. It's going to be Westside Apartments, Clubhouse, 1107 Rapsdam Road in the parking lot.
Okay, we'll see if we can put his feed here in the background. We do appreciate JLR for first of all being on the ground and getting this video for us. He's been gracious enough to let us restream his video. We appreciate him for that. If that's not the one we need, he's on camera too. Right? There he is. We're not running his audio right now, as he's just showing us a little bit around the area that he's been in the last night. Was what we heard last. So we'll keep an eye. Most of what we're going to do here on this channel is going to be following the police scanner and
was parked here. And you can see the tracks. Hopefully you can see it. Let me know if the reception gets bad as I go around this corner. And boom, right here. Right here. In sight of this little, looks like a little barn, shed, outhouse, couple, he ditched it right here. Away from the road. But I'm told how they found it was GPS. They were able to find it out here. Where did he go from this point on? Someone here to help him? Did he have another ride? Did he venture off into the pastures? Or come back up on the road with an awaiting car? That's my car up there, but like with an awaiting car, and jump in another vehicle. I'm not sure he's long gone, because Pennsylvania State Police put out a tweet a little bit ago, if you go to their Twitter page, and they put out a tweet, and they said on this tweet, they could say anything. Anyone could say anything on a tweet. They said he remains out. He's out at large. But they specifically said, Chester County residents, stay on the lookout. Pennsylvania didn't say, PSP didn't say Pennsylvania citizens. They didn't say Montgomery County citizens, Berks County. They specifically said Chester County residents. Be on the lookout. 34 years old. Why did he ditch it here? In this location. I can tell you that the locals are still in pickup trucks. I've talked to 3 of them. So kind. They said they like what I do. They were here. They waved. Saying that they're out here. They're armed. They're all checking up on each other's families because their families live all in these hills, rolling hills, this area. It's a vast amount of land. It goes all the way to forever, but Elverson, a little bit. Now, I'm told this area, by the locals, this is considered Glenmore, Pennsylvania. Glenmore, Pennsylvania. Glenmore. East Nantmeal Township, Glenmore, Pennsylvania. I know before I've said Ludwig's Corner. It's near Ludwig's Corner, but it's actually, the address is Glenmore. Right across the street. Corn. As we see, PSP still patrolling. Still patrolling. They're out and about. They come around every few minutes. Here's another one. That is local police. quiet. Why pick this area? Out of all the areas, why pick this area? Everyone is on high alert. People say go to the golf course. He could be hunkered down in a shed, waterway. I'm told like right down around here is something called the Beaver Creek. That takes you north-south, I believe. I'll live stream. We'll play the press conference while I'm out here. We'll see what they do, how they mobilize, if they mobilize to a new location. They must have some information. If they're giving a press conference, maybe they can release some information. But at this time, I think they just don't know where he's at because there is patrols still going on around here. It's kind of similar to what happened down there in Longwood when they realized he did escape their perimeter and head to Phoenixville. Once that happens, the perimeter in the area around Longwood was gone and there was no more police activity. The police activity is still going on around here. And I'm telling you, right over there at the church, there's military fatigues right now. Multiple vehicles and military fatigues. Pet stop. Here's another trooper. Troopers are still out. Like I said, or not trooper, yep, local police, sheriff. Chester County Sheriff. Sheriffs are still out. I would say every 2 minutes, a sheriff or a PSP passes this road. I think the civilians around here are all looking out for each other. I don't see why you couldn't be out here. I mean, everyone has property. I'm not sure if they just want regular civilians walking around on other people's property like that. They're on high alert out here, folks. So, and also, you know, one theory, I was talking to James. He had a pickup truck. I was just sitting out here talking to him on the road before I went live. And James is like, dude came out here and offed himself somewhere. I mean, you know what off yourself means. We never, you know, that's people off themselves for a lot of reasons. We, you know, shouldn't do that. People suffering. But for him, if you can almost say, in this one particular case, him offing himself might be a good thing. Some people might say, who cares? Good riddance, whatever. But they're saying that he could have offed himself somewhere out here. Like they knew that it's over for him. And his body could be found somewhere out here. Do you believe that? Or do you think he's going to try to live as long as possible? Nothing to lose, folks. Remember, got nothing to lose. This is not a well, I have my chance at freedom one day. If he's caught and goes to the Pennsylvania state prison system, they will most likely never let him in general population. He's a survivalist. The question is, how did he manage to get away from that perimeter that authorities had secured, or they thought they had secured? Yesterday, lots of rain came through. Thunderstorms. Temperatures actually increased for the last couple of days. The last prior days, it was cooler. Maybe more seasonable. I just saw that lady there, older lady driving around with her window down. I don't know, in this particular case, it should be wise for residents to drive around with their windows down. So the scanner has been having all kinds of things. Earlier today on the scanner, they were saying something at Schuylkill Elementary School, which ended up being nothing. Yeah, this is Glenmore. Glenmore, Pennsylvania, folks. Now, I have the locations where his sister lived in Phoenixville. I have those addresses. I think what I'm going to do is head over there in that area in a bit. If anyone wants to talk and that's watching that knows them, let's talk. If you guys want to set the record straight and you guys want to share, I'll be in that area. Get a hold of me, JLR at JLR Investigates. We want to know, did his sister play a role in this at L? The authorities did not elaborate on that. Did his sister help, aid, assist him, provide him anything? Money, clothes, wallet, gas money, gas, tools, cell phone. PSP wouldn't elaborate. She was taken into custody by ICE. How many other family members does he have that we don't know about? Does he have more family members? Friends, associates? I heard gang affiliation. Is there gang affiliation with him? People from out of state helping him? Remember the last time he was, after he brutally MURDER'd his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. He was trying to flee. He actually did flee to Virginia. But two of his people, friends, helped him. And was granted immunity by prosecution. Could we get into the same situation where another friend or associate helped him in any way? From this location, this is the last location he was at. This is, that we know about. This is the last location. And the authorities said they're confident that he was driving in that van. So this is the last location right here, folks. Where did he go from here? Did he go north? Did he go south? Did he come up here, ditch the car, ditch the van, which was right over there, come up here, go south? Did he go north? Did he go east through the cornfields? Or did he go west? Did he go in any of those directions? How are you? Oh, yeah.
Are you JLR?
Uh-huh.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, let me put the camera over here. She's going to ask me, a local's going to ask me a question. She said she don't want to be on camera. So let me get some information. Stay with me. maybe she'll have something for me. So I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, what do you got?
We've been following you like crazy. Any news?
All right, so a local resident just said, came and talked to me out. Nothing new. Thinks he's in the trees. A local resident thinks he is in the trees still. She's saying there's still a police presence around here. Their authorities are still around here at different locations. Not sure if he's here. It's not like a perimeter like they had before down there at Longwood, but there is a police presence. When I'm done this video, I will put out the military type people that I saw over there at the church. I'll put that out and you can see, and I'll keep you informed on what's going on out here. I am on standby. We'll talk soon, everyone. Out here in the fields of Chester County. For people who are just jumping on, before I go, that vehicle, not his vehicle, the stolen vehicle, the stolen van was found right there. And at the beginning of this video, I take you down and show you the terrain around here. So I'm out in the field. We'll talk soon. I'll be back in a bit. JLR investigates.
Allentown. OG, I think that is I think that's an airport. Let me look here. We were looking at that earlier. Allentown. Might be way behind on this. Let's see, we've got a chopper down here. It's a Leonardo. Don't think that's it. Plane circling. This is this is an airport. If you look right here, there's an airport right here. We had a helicopter circling here earlier. I believe those are just student pilots that are just flying right around the airport, learning how to control the aircraft. See, Mary Cowie, curious about how you feel about DC's ex-roommate Franco. I think a lot of people think he's been helping DC escape. I think it's interesting that he popped up out of nowhere. It's interesting. I don't have any information on him specifically. It does seem strange, but at the same time, you know, he's like, hey, you know, there are a lot of cameras. He might be interested in telling his story, and that would be fun. See, I think he's showing another video here, so I'm going to change my source just for a second. He's showing the thing from yesterday. Box 3 is going to be camera 4. There we go. We'll check back with JLR once he gets back on the road. There is a press conference today, P-Wheel for real. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. It's going to be at the same fire station that the press conference was at Sunday. The same fire station, same people. The background will probably be the same. Hopefully we'll get some new questions and some new answers. Let's see. Angler Pie 21 says, yeah, I'm a recovering addict. Congratulations. And I've turned things around. This guy is nuts. He needs to be caught. I hate to be stuck there right now. I hate being stuck there right now. Serious. Congratulations on your sobriety. Thank you very much.
11630 imply.
You know, 11630, okay?
Hello, Stevens. My favorite thing to say when I'm talking to other creators is that the internet is big enough for all of us. It really is. There's space for everybody. No, I don't have to make sure somebody else loses for me to win. It's not a zero-sum game like that. I think a lot of times all of us, they say like a rising tide lifts all ships, right? A lot of us can work together and help each other, and I think that philosophy has benefited me a ton, and I'll try to continue doing that. I'm not perfect. I make big mistakes. I appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of grace that way while I'm still learning myself. Detective, it says 3 questions. The LEO in charge initially was demoted for a similar situation concerning a manhunt, correct? I believe so. I believe that's correct. Why are the officers just waiting at cars and not moving in? That's operational. And that's somebody being hauled to the jail. That's all right. I think that if they knew where he was, they would move in. I think they will. At this point, I think they're done setting up perimeters. But right now, they don't know where he is. Hoping for some truth at the press conference. I'm hoping for some good questions. Crime Sleuthin, do I also support smaller creators like yourself? Of course. Reach out to me on the burner phone. Let me know. I'd love to take a look at what you're doing. And if there's something I could do to help, let me know. That being said, the burner phone is on Do Not Disturb here as we're using it for something else. So send me a message. I'll try to respond to you.
209, okay?
Do you think he's still in Pennsylvania and will be caught soon? I'm hoping they have information that indicates he's still there. I'd love it if the pressure that they put on him after the Ring doorbell incident was enough that he was not able to get the assistance he was looking for. That would indicate to me that he probably still is there and needs to steal a car, and it basically changes his plan. If he doesn't have support, he's going to be on the run and constantly looking over his shoulder. If he gets support, that range that he can travel to, I think, grows a lot.
And 41137.
He's definitely desperate. He's actually reaching out to people he knows.
For job complaint, looks like there's water coming out of the bank into the parking lot, and it smells like sewage. 430, okay?
There's water coming out of the bank into the parking lot, and it smells like sewage.
1510, Renaissance Academy, 413 Fairview Street. You must be dispatched out for respiratory difficulty.
10 copy, clear out.
If y'all don't know, deer hunting season starts this month. Wow. Yeah. Maybe he'll be found by a deer hunter. Let's see. Grizzly's here. Hello, Grizzly. Or is it Grizzly or just Grizzlies are here? Any Grizzlies here? Grizzly was here previously, but I wanted to give a shout out to her. She gave me just a huge, amazing shout out on her channel on Sunday.
4.
There's a hoodie slogan, growing together. What questions would you like to see asked today? Created by EJF.
You need me to go up there?
Let me turn this down a little bit because we're not hearing any suspicious things right now. A couple questions. Let me pull up some of my thoughts from the other day.
Hey, Sergeant Whistler and I will be good. Just stay out there with Mom as long as she needs and make sure.
I think my biggest question.
If you have any questions that I may be able to answer from in here, just shoot me a text or give me a call.
Okay, I'm not sure who that was. Hang on 1 second. I'll answer this.
I can get it. I was just clearing Thornton's. I had him check the brakes.
That was Caln Township. CALN.
Yeah, 2742. 742.
Okay, one of the biggest questions I'd like to have answered is specifically if they are changing their tactics. No, after 11 days of trying the same thing and it not working, are they changing their tactics and how they're responding to the sightings, and how they're escalating? I mean, is it more, keep your 400 guys, but put 200 of them in a room monitoring tips and process them faster? I mean, are they doing something like that to change up and be able to be more responsive to these sightings? Because we know he's elusive, we know he's quick. That would probably be my question
431,
off
9
the start.
Rosser Avenue, or 9 Rosser Avenue. You have seen dispatch out for a fall.
Dispatch out for a fall. I'm also very curious about the funding, about the financial side of this. The basic questions the news are going to ask are about the manpower, what they have on the scene, where they think he is, where they think he's going, is he getting help? Those questions are still pertinent, and if those answers change, or if they're able to provide answers now, I'd like to hear those as well. It's not going to hurt. They signed the $200,000 check. Check under podium. Question, please. Bigger. Yes. Is there somewhere under the podium? He could be there. He could fit there. Let's see. Miss Webb, did they get to the cornfield quickly yesterday? They did. And I believe the call, I'm not sure if it was a police officer. I'd like to get clarification on that as well. If it was a police officer or a citizen that said he was spotted running through the cornfield. And they had a pretty good description, or at least pretty good confidence that that was him running through the cornfield. So that was pretty quick. Many grizzlies here. There are many grizzlies all over the world. Grizzly True Crime runs a great channel.
2375, status.
San 5, okay.
It might increase the reward.
Okay.
We've been asking for that for a while. I think that will help just to raise awareness. It will spread this out from being a local story where it's a very big deal to more of a regional story, even in the surrounding states, that could be useful.
1445.
That's right.
Are you with Nicoya Adderson?
No.
That's fine.
The only reason I would be in favor of them not releasing the video on the Ring camera is if it contained information that would put the person on the other side of that Ring video in danger, or maybe even if it's in danger from the public. So that's what, they have to be careful about that. You can't just dump everything out on the public. But if it doesn't have that, if it's just him at the door saying, "Hey, answer the door, I need some money, guys, the cops are after me," something like that, I want to hear that. Prison warden should put the reward up more. The poor prison warden, second day or 18 hours on the job, and he has an escapee.
Started checking the exterior doors.
25 San Juan, okay. 17 David 25 MDC check for a phone assignment specific.
Sam 30 year status.
Felicia finds it suspicious that no police officers spotted him. There have been a couple police officers spotted.
I have an open garage door.
She does such a good job. The level of research she puts into her streams are just incredible. The background information that she digs up, she knows what she's talking about, and puts me to shame in so many areas. It's just, she does an incredible job. I love it. They need to leave random supplies with an air tag inside around the woods.
From the garage is also open. I'll be inside checking.
An air tag, for those that may not know, I think everybody knows.
To the residence from inside the garage is still open.
Oh, let me show you. Hang on.
0435 over 91.
0435.
So I'm giving away all my secrets here, but for my live view device.
Northbound High Street, north of Stadium Road. 3 red compact car, possibly Mirage, unknown Delaware registration, swerving. Callers no longer on location and not following.
For my live view device, I have an air tag that looks like a button. Let me turn off the camera here 1 second. It's about the size of a large flat battery, and it's made by Apple. It's a little transmitter, and it goes for like 6 months on a battery. But this could be tracked, and anytime it moves around, it will ping anyone else's iPhone. So if my neighbor with an iPhone comes by, it might ping and say, "Hey, I'm here," and it gets the location.
Just give me a minute.
Gets the location from those.
Yeah, 6040, okay.
Hang on 1 second.
You call in when you get it. I copy.
Okay, lots of traffic on the radio. I apologize. Anyway, it gives the location. You can track items anytime it's around somebody with an iPhone. It will ping. So they're saying put bags with supplies with a hidden AirTag out there, and then anytime he goes near somebody, it will ping his location. So that would be fun. I do that so I don't accidentally leave my camera gear somewhere. I know where it was. Let's see. Do you believe the law enforcement needed to detain, deport the sister? I thought she helped prosecute. Kenny, I've heard that she did testify in the trial against him.
I believe your right driver was possibly the escaped prisoner because they were driving like they were trying to get away and blasting Latino music.
Guys, I don't have words. But just realize the dispatchers all over the county have been taking calls like this all day and all night long for 10 days.
27.
Wow. Yeah. Just because somebody looks Hispanic, that is not suspicious. If they're driving down the road listening to the radio, it's not suspicious.
They were told the RP there are two women trying to break into this vacant rental property. Under the description, they have a white pickup on a maker model.
Yeah, 60-40, travel time for blitz.
They drive it like you stole it.
Good.
Yes, this is.
I just cleared West Coast. You want me to run up there and grab that sewage complaint?
Oh, man. He's volunteering to take the sewage call. The sewage leaking out of the bank into the parking lot.
I'm here now. Just trying to find out where text was coming from. Hey, you pass Sam 1, your status?
He's not Latino. He's Brazilian. Apparently, we don't know the difference.
I'm on the 100 spur. I just need to get myself turned around. I'll head up that way.
Hey, you pass Sam 1, your status?
Sam 1, still checking.
40, please.
2-5 Sam 1, copies of checking.
40, please. Unit 03, Paul 2, copy your stop, 1000 block Kaylin Road.
We are listening to what's called a trunked radio system for the Chester County Emergency Services area. So we're listening to pretty much all the police departments in that county. And some of them are a ways away, but we realized that the perimeter really, it blew up. It exploded. It's not there anymore. So we branched out, so we're listening in case something happens a ways away as well. So unfortunately, it makes the radio very busy because we're listening to stuff that's, from 40 miles away. But at least this will be able to hear what happens. It is concerning. It is concerning. I would love to see law enforcement reach out to communities that particularly might be affected by this, and talk to them about how can we work together on this? How could we help? What can we do? Yes, she did say he was blasting Latino music and driving erratically, and so she thought he was the prisoner. Thomas says, I live near the last sighting and just drove out there. There's still heavy roaming police presence between his last seen location.
Unit 03, Paul 2, okay. When you're available, I'll be holding a diabetic emergency, 212 South Willow Street.
Last location in Phoenixville. So these are the two locations here on the map, here on the screen on the right. Last location, I believe we're talking this group on the left, because that number 8 that's in white on the top, that was not confirmed. But he was spotted in Phoenixville, which is on the right, and the last location over on the left. I think he ditched his car over here and might be trying to I think he's still trying to get support. So I think he's still trying to get to family, friends, acquaintances, someone over there.
Hey, staff, we have a missing female?
Don, welcome to the gallery. Appreciate you joining as a member. Make sure you take a seat by typing !seat in chat. You have reserved front row virtual seating. He's Brazilian. I believe some of the confusion, Holly, is that it's when he escaped from Brazil, He went through a couple countries.
No, she's missing from Pottstown. So I just talked to the lady who's looking for her. Who told her she's 99% sure it is the missing girl from Pottstown. I'm trying to call Pottstown, but they're not picking up their phone. I'm going to get out here. The water department's out here and see if they maybe told her too. But I'm checking the area. The area of Laurelwood Fisher.
This is a missing girl call.
And she
not
found a lost
related.
sight of her in the area of Laurelwood Fisher. So, and she also called the mom to let her know that she found her.
Anyway, the suspect, when he escaped
Okay.
Brazil,
Go ahead, Dad. There's some help,
he
yeah.
I'm going to turn this down. It's just so much chatter.
27.
When he escaped from Brazil, he may have got an identity that lists himself as Latino. So he got a new identity in another country, and that's where people are basing it off of. But that's not how it works. He is Brazilian still, even if he has a fake ID from somewhere else.
25 stand 1. The residence is clear. I'm trying to find a way to lock all these open doors.
Yeah, 25 Sam 1, okay. Is it okay if I show you status, okay then?
Stand 1, yes.
I realize the ID, the description saying he's Latino or people saying he's Hispanic, they have to describe what he looks like in some way. They can't just say 5 foot tall man. There's people have characteristics, visual characteristics that are beyond just their height and gender, and even that sometimes is looks different. So I think Latino is probably the closest description they can get.
216 is your status.
Kristen, the biggest update we just got was a tweet from the state police saying there's going to be another press conference at 2 o'clock. So we have just over 2 hours, 2 hours and 8 minutes before that one starts. That's going to be in the same place that they had the police, the presser yesterday.
26427, our starts BK.
26427, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up with chat, and as you can see, it's moving pretty quick. If you have a question for me, if you can tag me by typing the @ symbol and my name, Recovery Addict, that'll show up in orange on my screen, like this right here.
1001 Kimberly Lane.
It'll be easier for me to locate.
Kimberly Lane. Suspicious condition. Ruby came across a water bottle with a brown liquid inside. Ruby's wife stated it's probably an explosive that contains Drano.
Copy.
Okay, I should not laugh. If you find a bottle on the side of the road that has liquid that doesn't look like the original liquid in it, first of all, don't open it.
Copy en route 40.
The bottle does not contain Drano, and it's not an explosive. It would have exploded already. Now, Drano can be used to make an explosive.
CMT, okay.
I'm not going to tell you how, of course, but there's
12, 135, Talgrass Court, 135 Talgrass Court. Suspicious condition came from the PSP tip line. Gray Hyundai Sonata, Peter Intrusion Lincoln Boy Zebra 5985, parked in a snow removal lane for 30 minutes. Subject with a hat inside the vehicle.
29 Sam 2, copy en route 40.
CMT, okay.
So this tip about the subject in a Sonata wearing a hat for half an hour came through the PSP tip line for this search.
1 to 10.
Yeah, I think it's more of a pee bottle than a Drano bottle. Alicia, we didn't hear anything more about the dirt bike call. They probably got up there and couldn't find the dirt bike. I doubt it would be him. The address they gave, that was a pretty far away. Maria, yes, we can see your messages. Cindy Haynes, happy birthday. It's not my birthday, Cindy.
I'm not sure exactly where. Can you go to the Fairways office and speak to one of the managers? I guess there's some porta potty damage somewhere on the property they'd like to report.
Sure. Well, if you're in it.
That's going to be a fun call to take as well.
3375.
So,
Put me on the stop.
375 bed.
in the last 30 minutes, the police have responded to a call about
7 block of Pennsylvania, Maryland, 34469 Charlie Kilo.
Yeah, that's a traffic
Stolen
stop.
Mercedes.
They've responded to a call about sewage linking up from the bank into the parking lot, a pee bottle, and now a damaged porta potty. So I guess it's better than responding to new murders or other crimes that are happening. But still, those poor officers. Butterflies and alibis. Yes, I believe they are. They're paying attention to areas of interest. I don't think they're stalking everyone he knows, but they're keeping an eye on the area. Why did they arrest his sister? They haven't given the specifics, but they have said there were some immigration issues. The rumors that we've heard about her trying to help him have not been confirmed. And maybe those will be confirmed today, or maybe they'll be debunked. But that hasn't come from an official source that I've heard. Do you think he will try to skip state? Travis, definitely. I think that's on his plan, but I think he needs some support. He needs to get everything he can to try to have the best shot at making a run for it. And that might be money. That might be, changing his appearance considerably, or even getting some assistance. Is it possible he had access to a fake passport? He sat in jail for like 2 years, right? After we finally caught him after the murder, before he was tried for it. I think he sat in jail for 2 years. So he would have had to stage everything or had somebody help set it up. I don't think so.
Can you put me out of the disabled vehicle at Pine and 3rd?
Yeah, we're living David 25, copy, you're okay?
Yeah, 0657, okay?
One thing that's of note here on this police scanner is that in this area, the officers rarely use 10 codes.
Yeah, 0342. Copy of the diabetic emergency, 212 South Willow Street.
Oh, check out.
10 codes are frequently used to shorten a transmission. Last night I heard one call where an officer got on and said 95, and immediately the dispatch says, jumped on the radio, called 2 officers and says 1095, 1095, which means the officer needs assistance. And you can go up and you can pull the 10 codes from online for the county. So they have 10 codes, but in their communications, they're not using them day in and day out.
You can police me en route to... Yeah.
4209, okay?
There is not a perimeter set up. There is
Staff,
not.
I just ran into the parents or the mom. They're in the area looking as well. It is from Lower Pottsgrove.
Yeah.
4209, okay?
Aircraft, let's see if we have anything searching for him right now. I don't think we do. We have not had any aircraft up this morning in the area. Let's see what we have driving around here. The state plane took off and flew west from Reading. We've got a chopper coming in, but this is a Pennstar. This is a medical chopper. It's from the University of Pennsylvania Health. So that's not it. Don't see any news choppers inbound either. Let's see, we've got one way over here, which is, I don't know who this is. Let's check that out. It's a private owner. It's by Newton or Newtown. I'm not seeing anything over any of the search areas that would be of interest right now.
Dairy Plateau, we are available. I'm holding a disturbance, 226 South Walnut Street, 226 South Walnut Street. In reference to a niece and niece's husband, the niece's husband and male child left in a red truck about 3 minutes ago, next and heading southbound on Walnut. The husband caused damage to the glass door.
Okay, this is interesting because we had a previous call at 116 South Walnut Street today as well. That was maybe the dude's been damaging more than just that house.
I'm out with the juvenile in the cold. With mom. She's a missing juvenile from Little Hospital. If you want to tell him.
I can't understand what she said.
Polly.
3, Polly.
Unit 3, Polly. Valley Road and Scott Avenue. Valley Road and Scott Avenue. Per Chief 44. Fires being dispatched out for a burning complaint.
3, Polly.
You want 10 Paul 35, okay.
You're not saying C status, okay?